Car Repair, Brandon Lynch. Welcome to this, the world's premiere car repair podcast. Tinkering Reckless. That was Brandon Lynch you heard. I'm Matt Eads.
That's right.
Joined by Bevan Byer.
I think pulling out my Glock.
I think Bevan is like a character in The Witcher or something.
Oh, that sounds right.
Yeah, there's definitely a Bevan. Bevan is... I've heard Bevan before.
Bevan's a good name.
Yeah.
It's the name of royalty.
I'm just saying Bevan Byer has way better like mouthfeel, way better punch to it.
I don't like Bevan Byer as much.
Oh, I do. The
Like,
BB.
Byer's a great name. Goes with Kevin.
Yeah.
Bevan, I think it's just an alliteration.
Bevan Kyer.
Bevan Kyer.
Yeah,
I think
that's the real one.
The B and the K together. It's greater than the sum of. That's why
That's
Burger
right.
King is so successful.
That's true.
Once I start my
hamburgers and woot beer.
once I start my radio career, I'll go as Bevan Kyer.
Yeah.
Very good.
My
Bevan
radio
Powers.
name.
You never changed your name for radio, eh?
Bevan Steele. No. I'm glad I
Did
didn't.
you do Matthew?
No, I just said Matt. Matt Eads.
That's a good name.
Yeah, it's hard to spell though. It's a bad on air name because
Matt
Eads is
E.
it's Hades,
Yes.
but what if the H was an E?
Sure.
Yep,
Is that how you just say that at the beginning of all your breaks?
that's right. Matt Eads, like Hades with an E.
I mean, whenever Andy has to say, my name is Andy Captain, and they're like Captain. And you're like, well, here we go. Let's fucking get to the bottom of it.
He just
There's
goes
a
by.
Y in there.
He just goes by
Yeah.
Captain now. Like, see the proper spelling and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I wonder if he legally change it. He should
Probably
do
could.
it.
I don't think he
Yeah.
would.
Yeah,
He should do
why
it.
not? Do whatever you want.
But spell it differently. don't spell Captain properly.
Yeah.
Q.
Make it like a C, but keep the Y in.
Yeah. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Talk Reckless, the video game podcast. Hopefully
About names.
About names. Matthew means favored by God.
Lynch means to hang people.
Yes. Usually, often there's a racist connotation to it as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's why I just don't tell other ethnicities what my last name is. I just lie.
Yep.
Bevan means don't fuck with me.
Bevan means don't fuck with me.
The international symbol for don't fuck with me.
Yeah.
Hopefully somebody in the live chat here watching along can just let us know everything is sounding okay. Hot new microphone in the studio here that we're testing out. You hear it?
I mean, it sounds great to me.
You
Matt.
hear it? You hear it, audience? It's got a smell to it. It's got a new plastic, not in the good.
No.
So the
Like they
polyurethane.
just just put the chemicals on it.
Yeah,
Just
like
dipped
this,
it in the fucking vat before they sent it out.
yeah, or maybe this poof just came fresh poofed or however they. You know what I'm saying? Audio
Yeah,
terms.
like a
I'm
poodle.
using technical audio terms
Yeah.
here, but the poof was probably
Like fingered the
fingered the poof. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right before they close the box, they put in a little poof, make sure it's all fingered up, and
Yeah. They just have like one guy who blows into each windsock and puts it on.
Sprays the stink in. Yeah, we're trying to add a new mic. It is literally the cost of a PlayStation 5. So, you the viewer, you the listener, you let me know if you think it is worth the cost of a fucking PS5. Only a month away. Speaking of the PS5, maybe even
A month away from the Xbox, exactly. As of recording.
today. 30. Well, I mean, what is a month? 30 days, 31 days.
That's a good point. I
then
assume it's by date.
The PlayStation is what, 2 days later? The 10th and the 12th. Yeah,
It could be.
that's soon. That's
That's
like
soon.
when? How is it already?
That's like 3
mid-October?
podcasts from now.
Fuck, that is like 3 podcasts from now. Holy shit. That but this year is simultaneously
4.
taking forever and also how is it October?
Yeah. Yeah, it was like, in a lot of ways, it was the longest summer of my life. As people from the area or this far north will know that summer's just fucking a blink and summer's over in Canada. But this one is...
You're lucky to get like June to like late September is
Right.
lucky.
And then that's usually so much fun that even you just... Like, time flies by, as they say, because you're having fun, I believe. But this one, because of COVID, was very much like, fucking summer almost over?
Yeah.
Come on.
You force people to stay back in their homes again.
Yeah. Yeah, the winter will do it. The winter will do what no government regulation
That's
can.
right. Yeah. Hopefully we get just the worst weather and it's like, no, we have to
But
stay
also good weather in my immediate vicinity because I have to work outside.
inside. Yeah. Unfortunately, casualty of war here.
Yeah.
Landon Brinch.
Landon Bridge.
Binch.
If they... You can't call me a bench.
Binch.
if it's really cold, and we're talking like people start wondering if the world's ending, then
like
they'll let me stay inside.
minus 40.
Yeah.
When you spit and can hear it crack before it hits the ground.
Yeah. That's when they let me stay inside. So we got to get to there, or we can't go past minus 20.
Let's do minus 60. Let's do like pipes exploding in walls.
Yeah.
Let's do
full-on apocalypse.
Let's do it. Somebody on the third floor right below me last year had their radiators blow out last year in the middle of winter and just flood the fucking everywhere. Third floor down, totally fucked me on the fourth.
A-okay.
Fine. Totally fine.
King of the castle.
Yep. It's coming, man. It's hard to... I am like having a real problem putting myself in the now. It can't be 3 weeks. It can't, like...
It's 3 weeks.
It doesn't feel real.
It's 4 weeks.
Doesn't feel real at all.
It's 4 weeks, I think.
It's coming up to 3 weeks.
It's a month.
And
we just said it was a month, and then decided it was 3 weeks.
Three shows, yeah. And it's also this like weird combination of like complete apathy. I could not give less of a fuck about these consoles, but also I'm like really excited for new. I'm really excited to spend a bunch of money and open new electronics and like put them on the shelf.
It's not like I think about it every day, like I did with the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, where I'm like, oh fuck, this many days, I can't wait, can't wait. This is time. It's time. This is more like I never think about it, and then all of a sudden something jars my memory that it's coming. I'm like, oh baby, yeah, let's do it.
Kevin, you have any eyes on the next generation at all?
None.
Couldn't give less of a shit.
No,
it's the way to live. It's the best way to live your life.
Jealous.
There will be a random time where I'll be at a Best Buy or something, and I'll be like, oh look, PlayStation 5. I'll buy it.
Yeah.
Just be a little bit drunk. I was a little bit drunk when I bought my Wii U. I was really drunk when I bought my Wii U.
Just stumbling into electronics stores.
I was at Boston Pizza with Andy for like a long time, and I think we were watching a football game or something. And I was drunk. He was still good enough to drive, and I was like, Andy, because we've been talking about Mario 3D World, I think specifically, which was a package in game with the Wii U. You could get it as a package in game with the Wii U, and I was like, you know what, Andy? Let's just fucking go to EB Games. I'm gonna buy it right now.
Let's just do it.
Let's just do it. On a whim. Didn't wake up with any plans to get a Wii U. And then I went in there, fucking put the money down. Cold, hard cash.
Madman.
Fucking out the door.
Cash? No way.
Didn't have cash.
Okay.
I've
all
never
these
had that much
crumpled
cash in my
20s
life.
and a big paper bag of them.
I mean, debit's just like cash, right?
Debit's just like
exactly.
Cash. That's what I said to him.
I never owned the Wii U. I dodged it somehow. Because Chris, but my roommate had one.
Right. It's... like, it gets a bad rap. I had a lot of fun with my Wii U, but if you were going to miss a console...
maybe the one.
That's the one.
There's like no games, really? Like even...
I mean, there was games at the time.
Vita,
now you look back on it and you're like, they just put everything on the Switch.
Yeah.
So now you definitely never needed one. But there was a time at the time where it was like, this is how you play Mario, the new Mario Kart game. Yeah. This is how you play the new...
Oh, there was a Mario Kart 8, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think there was a new... Wasn't there a first-party Mario game also? A platformer of some sort? Well, 3D
Shrugging
World.
my shoulders.
3D World would have been one.
Mario and Luigi.
Yeah.
Or
The
that
one
might have
with
been 3DS.
Bowser's Inside Story or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not...
I don't know. Those might be 3DS games.
Skipped right over it.
That remaster of Wind Waker was on there.
Yeah,
that was pretty good.
Played that on Chris's Wii U.
The Smash of the time. That was the
Oh,
way you could play
right.
the Smash of the time.
That was probably the... Which Smash was that even?
Brawl?
No.
Then
Brawl?
There was
Because for
Brawl might have been the Wii.
Wii?
And then there was the one where it was like there was just the Wii U and a 3DS version.
Yeah. Was it that wasn't just called Super Smash Brothers, was it?
Ultimate? No, this is
Ultimate?
Ultimate. I think that one was just called Super Smash Brothers 3D or Wii U.
I think you're right.
And then there was the 3D Super Smash Bros. 3DS.
Weird.
As well. It was a bad console.
And Nintendo...
You talk through it, it was a bad console.
Yeah. What a weird time for Nintendo. I mean, it's always a weird time for Nintendo. What an unfavorably weird time for Nintendo.
They have ups and downs. Very steep peaks and valleys.
They
in their
try
consoles.
stuff, you know.
I loved the
They're
GameCube.
not cowards. GameCube was dope.
I grew up with the N64.
GameCube had a fucking
have
handle
very
on
pleasant
it.
memories of the N64. Everyone tells me the N64 was a bad console.
Oh, those people are crazy. The N64 had like 3 or 4 good games on it.
The N64 had a lot of good games on it. And at the time, it performed fine, technically. Everything was muddy and
Sure.
foggy and ran at 12 frames a second.
Yeah, we were maybe just overstepping our reach as a video game developing community.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Exactly. The vision was there.
Yeah,
the mind was
we
willing.
want to go 3D. The future is 3D,
That's
and
right.
no one stopped to think, should we?
There's a lot of good games on it. How dare you, sir? I can think
Those
of
two
like
Zeldas,
yeah,
and the Mario.
Mario Kart, Super Smash Brothers.
That's a below average Mario Kart.
You think Mario Kart 64 is a below average Mario?
I think it's well below average.
Compared to
it was good because
compared
it
to the
had,
Super
like,
Nintendo Mario at the time. You
The
think
versus mode, the battle versus mode was good.
It's pretty good.
You think the first 3D Mario? You guys think Mario Kart 64 is a bad Mario Kart?
I think it's a below average Mario
In the grand
Kart.
scheme of every Mario Kart,
A below average Mario Kart.
really.
Yeah.
Even like
Granted, there's I think one that I didn't play.
little time and place.
You have to take time and place into account.
Yeah,
Like
and
if I
you
was
think
not
the
taking
first
time,
3D Mario
if I was not taking time and place into account, I would say that the Super Nintendo Mario Kart is the worst because I can't fucking see
Yeah.
where the fuck I'm going in that one. I play it now.
So even with that context, you think Mario Kart
totally.
64?
Yeah.
Wow.
I play like, and that is coming from someone who probably played. That's in my top 3 most played.
Yeah.
Just because
That blows my
like
damn
N64.
mind.
We all grew up with N64s.
Wowzers.
I think that's a nostalgia take.
It probably is. That's kind of the last Mario Kart I played. But,
Yeah, that's fair.
but at the time, it was like, man, 3D kart racing, holy fucking shit.
I think 8, like the current one, is probably the best Mario Kart ever made.
I'd probably agree with that.
Yeah.
I'd probably agree with that.
What about the one for your phone?
That's
Oh,
not a
yeah.
good game.
I forgot that one
Wait, I haven't
existed.
played that game.
But it has microtransactions, so that makes it good.
I think I've played that game. I get mixed up between that and Mario Kart Run.
Super Mario Run.
Super Mario Run.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't played either of those mobile games. So what?
Are we staying on this?
What? I'm trying to think. Are there any other?
Oh, okay. Not necessarily the Mario
not
Kart
necessarily
thing. but-
Mario Kart, but like because like the N64.
So I'm a Donkey Kong 64 apologist, but a lot of people don't like that game.
Because there were better of those games, like Crash, not Crash.
Banjo-Kazooie was
Banjo-Kazooie was
Banjo-Kazooie was not as good.
not
as
as
Donkey
good, but
Kong.
it was doing the collectathon thing well enough that
Yeah,
like
sure.
DK64 did not stand alone,
No.
on its own of like
Well,
this is the
and
only
all-
one of these.
All that was like a tier below Mario 64,
Yeah,
which
totally.
just seemed like they caught it lightning in a bottle launched with the console and then never found it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about like
GoldenEye was good. I liked GoldenEye.
Yeah, GoldenEye, that's another time and place thing for me.
Yeah, for
where
sure.
I think at the time GoldenEye was like unbelievable,
Yeah.
and now when I
Not-
go back and play GoldenEye, I'm like, I hate it.
barely any first person shooters?
Yeah.
For and
Perfect
then
Dark,
I
another
was gonna say when Perfect Dark came out after, and you're like, whoa, this is like they improved on this formula.
Perfect Dark was the worst ever because there was one gun.
Are you
It was
confusing
this
perfect and the worst? It's perfect. And it's not the worst ever, Dark.
Perfect Dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a flawless video. It's perfect.
I
It's
mean,
right there in the title.
you can't just put perfect in the title of your game, and then that makes it perfect. I don't think that's how that works. I mean, it worked for
Trying to
Mr.
find an
Perfect,
Worked in this
but
case. Yeah, and Mr. Perfect.
no, I didn't like that game because we only ever played it multiplayer, like deathmatch and stuff.
Yeah. No odd job. He's too short.
And there was one gun that auto-tracked through walls and shot through walls.
You just fucking turn off the. I don't know what that gun. I played a lot of GoldenEye.
Is that not the railgun?
Yeah.
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 Does the railgun go through tracks
Yeah,
through
went through
walls?
walls,
Turn off
yeah.
turn off the railgun then. He's like, yo guys,
That was the only
Who's the
thing-
best gun?
That's what you wanted to do.
They
It
shoot
was
through walls thing
broken.
sucks.
The game was just get the railgun first.
Exactly.
Paintball mode. GoldenEye was dope.
I will say that the N64 I very much associate with the birth of Mario Party.
Oh yeah.
I played a lot of Mario
Ooh.
Party as a kid,
Yeah.
which
Mario Party 1 definitely not the best Mario Party. Even
No.
time and place.
Yeah.
I'd probably say 2 maybe.
I was never a fan of the Mario Party games, any of them.
Yeah, I
Was young.
I was young, and I think as we grow up, and as professionals who need to decide if a video game is fun or if spending time with your friends in the video game is fun, in much the same way as we're trying to decide if Avengers is fun right now.
Yeah, it's-
I look back and I was like, if I had that sort of thinking at the time, I could probably see that Mario Party is not really a fun video game, but it is one of the most easily accessible. Everyone get in and let's play this game together, and someone's going to win.
I played a lot of Mario Party by myself as a young man.
Well,
Brother and I played, but I remember playing a lot by myself.
no.
sad kid. Vigilante 8 Second Offense was fucking dope as shit.
It's a great game.
Yeah, I think
I
it's
like that
way
game.
better than Twisted Metal. I've played.
Yep.
You know, time and place aside, if you went and played them both today, Vigilante 8 totally playable.
Do you have a
Like,
favorite map? Do you remember
the
that?
ant one?
Yes, the ant
the
one's very
desert
good.
where if you broke the
I
sign,
think
the
it's
ant would.
I think it's Nevada
think
or
you're right.
Vegas or something. Yeah.
The Area 51, I think it is.
Area
Nevada.
51. Yeah.
But I think a better game than Twisted Metal, hands down. But
Yeah,
because the characters are like way less iconic because they're all
Right.
just fucking
Yeah,
cars.
but the game is better.
Yeah, way better.
See,
Oh,
you and me, we were destined to
that's
do this
right.
show.
There was like
You're the only person. You're the only person I've ever met who's
Vigilante. We in Nintendo Power they told me about a cheat where you get like hover mode. In Vigilante, you just run over a power up and your car would like turn into a hover car.
hovercraft.
You could fly indefinitely if there's some like you accelerate and brake just so.
Oh shit.
And I
Maybe I knew
remember,
that.
my brother and I would just have like we would both pick a car, we would both just take off, and it was like high level Rocket League play of like we ain't touching the ground. We're having this fucking air battle.
I remember everyone just had like different character specific powers, and
Yep.
I remember just like putting it on 2-player and just picking up one controller and having the other controller beside me, no one playing with it, just so I could launch those finishers at cars that were moving. And
Dump
see what
truck
they all
would
looked
put
like.
the fucking car in the back, and then
Yeah.
would shoot out the back of the
There was a guy
garbage
who
truck.
had like the time gun where he'd like shoot it and it would be like, and then whatever was in it would just stop moving.
Oh yeah,
Some sort of chrono gun.
I remember like a
Someone had like 100 scatter rockets would come out. And
yeah. Somebody had it was a 6-shot, and one shot would always be a like critical hit, but the other one just a damage, but then the critical one would like push them way back.
Yeah, it's a great game.
Great game. Fuck.
Utah was my favorite map.
I don't.
They had the
I
ski
only
lift.
remember. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I do remember Utah. Oh weird. N64 was great. I don't know who said it wasn't good. Why are
No,
we?
I think we all agree.
I think
it
we
was
all-
good
I think
right
we
at
all
the
agree.
beginning.
Okay.
Yeah,
Phew.
yeah. It's just the-
Mischief Maker. You ever played Mischief Makers? That Capcom game.
No.
Serena was like a side scroller, and all the blocks had like really weird faces on them. You like grab and you shake, 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 shake. Heck of a game.
I've never even heard of any of these games.
You probably wreck it. If you saw it, you'd be like, "Oh fuck, this weird thing." Wave
I
race,
get it. But that's not very
Word.
many. Like
Was
if you ask me
Pilot
good Super
Wings.
Nintendo games, I'd be rattling them off from sunrise to sunset.
Turok 2.
I think WCW NWO was on.
Yeah, No Mercy was on
Oh,
N64.
yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of
Actually, good wrestling games on N64.
A lot of really good ones, yeah. So I feel like there's some snowboarding games, maybe like some
Snowboard
trickies
Kids
and
was
yeah,
definitely
Snowboard Kids.
N64. I don't know if that was a good game though. I think that is my favorite snowboard game. I don't know if it's a good snowboard game.
It's really hard to
It's like the
play.
Mario Kart of snowboarding games.
Yeah, it's power ups and attacks and things.
No,
Weird. What a
I
weird
played
trip
that one
down.
a lot alone.
So alone the kid.
Couldn't snowboard in real life.
What about video games that are not 20 years old? Oh, I didn't pass out the show notes. Nobody gets them.
None of us know what we've been playing.
Are these the show notes?
They
Oh, yeah,
are.
those were last week's show notes. Whew, good thing. Did I say the date? Did I even say the wrong?
No, I don't think you've done any intro
Did I say
whatsoever. No,
go-
you haven't done any
Can
intro.
you pass that down to? Did I tell anyone to go to the Patreon? And,
Nope. None of that. None of that
Okay,
happened.
good.
How do we even
I,
start?
I don't know. I probably said welcome to the show, bitches, and then away we went.
That is actually that is how it
Anybody play
started.
Squadrons? Anybody playing any of that Star Wars Squadrons? You know?
No, I'm surprised that like every week that goes by that we haven't played that game. I'm like, huh.
You
I
guys
wonder
were
if no
all
one's gonna play that game.
You guys were all hot to trot, and then I played it.
I was kind of
pre-release and decided it wasn't for me.
Yeah, I was kind of waiting for someone to trot, and I only had Warren's promise of trotting, like not an actual promise, but he seemed like he might trot, and you telling me do not trot.
Yeah. I know. I
so-
believe I said trot away, trot away. Just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
I think there's when I was looking at it, it said sign up for your EA whatever and get 10 hours free.
Okay.
I was thinking of doing that.
Yeah.
No, don't. So EA Play is coming to Game
Yes.
Pass soon, and I don't know how all that trial stuff is going to work, but don't sign up for a month of EA Play to play 10 hours of Squadrons.
No, it's free. It's a 10-hour free trial.
No, you sign up for their service and you get to play 10 hours of their premium game.
Ooh.
But the service might also be a free trial.
It might. Okay.
You might get your first
See,
month
that,
free.
that's what
Yeah.
I'm getting at.
If you can get in there totally for free,
free
probably
plus
worth
free
it.
is probably worth
Probably
it.
worth it. That's how I
Free
played
plus free.
Anthem.
That's how I played Anthem too.
But that,
plus free.
that thing is supposed to be coming to Game Pass. EA
So
Play.
I hope that when EA Play comes to Game, it would be really cool if when EA Play came to Game Pass, if it came with that 10-hour access for all their EA games, because
Yeah.
that would be a great way for me to be like, I don't want to fucking play any more of this game.
Yeah.
I mean, games that I pay full price for, a lot of the times I don't play more than 10 hours of them anyway.
It must, right? Because like, where does EA make the money by unless Microsoft is just like, here's a lump sum, please bring your service to Game Pass, and also
Any of the
like, how does it
microtransactions
even,
they squeeze in there.
well, how does it even? You get EA Play through Game, so are the EA games just coming to Game Pass?
Yes. That part I know.
Or are you going to have to go sign up? Like, you'll sign up for EA Play and still go through. Oh no, they're taking down Origin, aren't they?
Right.
They're getting rid
Yeah.
of Origin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes a little more sense.
So if it works the way that I want it to work in my head, which it almost certainly won't,
Definitely not.
it seems like a great deal. In fact, we were just talking, I don't think it was on the show, might have been on Tron, we were talking about Netflix price going up. Mm-hmm. I feel like, and Phil Spencer, if you're listening, put your earmuffs on. I feel like they are due to raise the price of Game Pass.
Yeah, you wait for the console to come out first.
Yeah.
6 months after console release, it probably goes up.
Yeah, because it's like I always kind of go by how I feel about the value of a thing. And if I'm ever at the point where I'm like, this is a great value and only getting better, it means you as a company, it's time for you to raise your price.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want you to. Thus the earmuffs.
Live in
but-
the real world, though.
But
yeah.
you'll accept that it'll happen.
Exactly.
It's it feels too good to be true. Game Pass, the value feels too good to be true. So we'll see going forward. I don't know. At the same time, like, just getting you in the ecosystem might be
Maybe that's all they want.
worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very weird. Gaming is weird now.
Yeah. I like that there are two different things. I like that PlayStation 5 and Xbox are different things now. Whereas I used to think that they were the same, and when people would ask me which one I should get, I'd be like, it doesn't fucking matter.
Which exclusives do you like?
Look at the exclusives and pick which one you want to get. Or where do your friends play? Those were the obvious answers. Now it's a very involved but very obvious question and answer is like, Xbox does more the Netflix thing. PlayStation does more the movie theater thing.
Yeah, that's actually a really
Yeah.
good metaphor for looking at them.
So
What have you been playing? You got nothing on the sheet. No games?
me, I've been playing nothing new, and specifically nothing that I don't think anyone wants to hear about, because I've been playing a lot of Destiny. My light level's over 1,000 now.
Is that good?
4 digits.
Throw up into this new microphone.
The maximum is 1060. 1060. I'm at 1,006.
Oh shit!
54 to go.
So I'm 54 to go, but I think the 54 are going to take longer than from 750. So 750 at the point where I jumped back in, 750 was actually the minimum. You started at 750, and you get to 1,000 real quick. Anything you do in that game, after you're done it, no matter what it is, any kind of multiplayer, any kind of single player, they just throw you some better gear than what you have.
Yeah.
That gets you all the way up to 1,000, and then once you hit 1,000, you have to start doing like minimum challenge requirements on stuff. So it's like you have to do this heroic daily level or mission on this level to get anything better, and then that'll kind of get you from 1,000 to 1,050, and then you need to do the raid and raid equivalent stuff to get from 1,050 to 1,060.
I wonder if they're going to have a squash, like a level squash equivalent, where they'll be like, yeah, it's all the same, but instead of big numbers, it's back to like 300 light is the max. Or
1,000 is now 0.
Yeah.
And it could, like I said, I think we talked about this on the podcast, so I won't rehash the whole thing, but I want them to come as close back down to ground zero as they can with this new expansion. And I know that they're kind of heading the right direction because they're getting rid of a lot of shit. And I have a lot of shit in my quest log where I look at it and I'm like, I really hope that this just disappears. Because there's stuff that I can't get rid of it, but I don't want to do it. And I hope it just vanishes off the face of the earth when they drop that expansion.
Or at least give me an option to like hide it. Press a button and then hide my shame.
Pretend it doesn't exist,
We got all this Destiny time in. Just get that old 100%. Platinum that Destiny. Do all those
and that's
quests.
what I find myself doing. So less so now, but when I first got the game, when I first started playing the game again, I was basically just going through like old, like people would say like, oh, this exotic quest from 3 seasons ago is actually a really fun little story, and you get a cool gun. And once you have the exotic gun, even if you got it 3 expansions ago, you can keep beefing up that gun.
You can always bring it up to
you can bring
level.
it up to the current level as much as you want. So there are useful guns from seasons ago that people are like, oh yeah, you should have this in case you're going to raid because it's really good for this raid.
I even heard a bit of talk about how, like, so I don't know specifics, but people on our Discord are like, oh, this one's getting vaulted and it's pretty cool. So if you want this exotic,
Go do it now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people are if you're looking to play Destiny, people were trying to put together teams in the Discord.
And I think they're pushing a lot of that stuff to the forefront and being like, they're like marking it on the overview map.
Soon
Where they're
to be
like, here's
vaulted or
a
something.
quest, but it's basically just the click on this and we'll put you kind of on the onboard to an exotic that is going to disappear. So me and Andy are working on one of those right now, which is fucking hard. It's like a 20-minute time limit, and the first 75% of it is like a very... I mean, it's not as hard now that we've done it 100 times, but it was a very elaborate platforming sequence, which is not necessarily what I go to Destiny for. And now we can run it like pros, but then there's a very difficult combat encounter at the end.
I think this might be the exact thing. It sounds like what they were talking about on the Discord, because people were like, the platforming's so hard, and then people were like, once you do it 100 times, it's no big deal.
Totally. It might be, because it is for an exotic that I think is disappearing, and that the game seems to be actively pushing. They put like a big fucking marker on the planet, and they're like, just click this and we'll start you on the way.
Do it before it's gone.
And if you read on the internet of how that quest used to be, it used to be like you'd kind of have to stumble across it. It'd be like, oh, you'll be doing a heroic public event that they just randomly appear across the planet, and then while you're doing one, you might get a drop, and if you get that drop, then that'll kind of indicate for you to go do this, then you do this, and then you end up at the spot where they just start you now.
Yeah.
If you want that gun.
It's cool the way they're like, I mean, I was going to say it's cool the way they're unafraid to change it, it feels like, but Bungie has been super afraid, it seems, to change anything with Destiny sometimes.
Yeah, I really like what Destiny is trying to be now. I just need them to chop off that first end and keep going with what they're doing. Just a clean break.
The systems are so good. The shooting is so good.
Yeah, everything's great. It's just there's just a pile of shit on top of me right now.
So intimidating.
And like I was talking to Kevin about, I was just like, I'm just going to start at the top of my quest log and just bang stuff out, because I'm getting better loot no matter what I do, because I was still low level. And I just experienced as much of the content as I can. And then once I got to 1,000 and it got to the point where it's like, no, you need to do specific things from this season to upgrade your gear now. Then I'm like, well, I guess I'm not doing any of this stuff, because it's a literal waste of time at this point.
Yeah. I have it installed. I don't know. The thing you describe of like opening the quest log and seeing all that shit, I just don't know if I can...
You should look at it once. I'm not saying do anything with it, but just look at it. And it's not even just opening your quest log. It's like you take one trip to the tower, which is like the social hub, and everyone's got a little come talk to me thing over
8,000 icons.
And then you go, and once you've talked to them and taken their quest, then you look at your log and you're like, okay, I have 46 things I can do.
We should play Avengers. What are you guys doing playing Destiny? We should all play. Let's play Avengers.
So I got an alert today on my cellular.
My Avengers alert. Cap told me assemble.
Yeah. Maddie'd say, I'm hopping on playing Avengers with Warren. And I immediately, without a second's delay, texted Warren being like, I want to play Avengers.
Oh, yeah, we waited till we knew you were at work. We just hopped on for like an hour today.
Yeah, I haven't fallen off Avengers in a way that I feel like everyone kind of has. Like I'm still right there. As soon as someone says the word.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone's fallen off as much as
we're almost done.
It feels like there's no impetus.
And this is not a good thing for Avengers for me to say, but I think we're almost done all the content.
Yeah,
that you can do without just coming back and doing dailies every day.
Yeah.
And I'd like to at least get there, because then when the next thing drops, then I'll be like, it is the mental scarring of Destiny affecting how I play Avengers, where I'm like, let's just get everything done, clean slate, and then when the next thing drops, then we can start on that stuff.
Yeah, I would almost like to, not a traditional spoiler cast. I have a lot of like really in-depth thoughts about Avengers,
right? And positive and negative. In a way that we generally only have positive thoughts for our spoiler cast games.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Where like a lot, I don't know. That game is super fun. I had a great time playing with Warren today, and then he was like, I think I'm done. This is my last one. Like I would have just kept fucking playing probably for another few hours, just shooting the shit and killing time, basically.
Yeah.
But it also is such a shitty game in so many ways.
And let me tell you, jumping back and forth between Destiny and Avengers, because Destiny is fucking a work of art when it comes to the technical side of it. So, except for the fact that the load times and menu pop-ups are really, really, really long.
Yeah, even like technical issues aside, like you are just doing the same fucking 2 levels and fighting the same 3 different robots over and over.
Because how many bosses are there that get rotated?
There are 2. There's
at least a robot and the 2
robot.
characters.
Yeah, big robot.
But is that it?
Yep.
3. So it's dailies. They give you different dailies, and there's only 3 things that rotate through, and then they put modifiers on them. But who the fuck cares?
And even the campaign missions, you're just fighting Taskmaster over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Very, very minor spoilers. There's not even really a spoiler, but you're fighting clones of Taskmaster over and over and over again.
Yeah. And they never really talk about like they should have given you a cutscene where like 1,000 Taskmasters run out of a lab.
I would have been so okay. Actually, I would have been so okay with that. If there's just a fucking army of them.
Right. Instead, it just seemed like we need a reason why they're fighting Taskmaster every week and putting them in jail.
Every day and putting them in jail, and they're like, they're clones. And then
superhero game, we can make them clones.
That new raid too is just called the AIM Cloning Lab, so I bet you're gonna go fight a bunch more fucking Taskmasters and Abominations.
But what if after you did and destroy the lab, there's
no
more Taskmasters and Abominations?
Game content just stops. Like, well, you've beat Avengers. Yeah. You are now no longer allowed to play.
Safe.
It feels like that game is the kind of game where they are like just doing anything that they can to not give you the you beat Avengers screen.
Yeah,
they're just like, just change it, put another Taskmaster in.
We'll talk about it in the news too, but like nobody's playing that game anymore. That game is not dead in the water yet, but they got some work to do ahead of them.
As I said to Warren, we only need 4.
We only need 4. The raid only needs 4.
That's right.
Perfect.
There's not even multiplayer to like worry about matchmaking with people. Like it's just if we all 4 want to play Avengers, we can play Avengers till the end of goddamn time.
We sure could do those same. Warren and I do realize that we're kind of waiting for each other to try to do the missions. Warren and I did do a couple today.
Yeah.
But that Mega Hive thing is single player apparently. There's like a we're all waiting to get to 150 to do whatever the fuck the Mega Hive is.
Yeah.
Apparently that thing is single player.
Well.
So. Simultaneously, giant bummer, but maybe play some Avengers tonight or something. That'd be kind of fun. Let's talk about Hades. We've all played some Hades now. Brandon has talked about it for a couple weeks.
Sounds like we're all also kind of up against the same wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which all Hades is run into walls and then break through them as you get more swole.
That's right.
I actually almost... I felt like I was doing really good against that boss when you guys came in. And then I just missed like 2 dodges in a row, and all of a sudden I was dead.
That's all it takes. So we've all made it up to the 3rd floor. Do you know how many there are?
I think there's one after the one we're on.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's what I've heard too. Yeah.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're like
which
right
is not.
there.
I don't believe that will roll credits.
No.
But
I've heard that
I believe
the game
that is
starts
the loop.
once you've kind of finished the first
Right.
loop. I made it there on my first try.
Oh fuck!
Yes, did not die to Meg on the first run. Did not die to or like my very first run. I just ate shit in the first room. I was like, oh, dodges on A. That's fucked. But like first real run I got out there, yeah, beat Meg, beat the Hydra.
Yeah, my first run, I died to Meg. Then my second run, I switched to the bow, and then I killed both Meg and the Hydra.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was me too, actually. Used the bow and was like, damn,
died,
this thing.
Somewhere in like the 1st or 2nd floor in Elysium, the 3rd level. And then I did another bow run, just looking to get keys, because I kind of skip keys a lot of the runs that I do. So then I just did a key run where I just grabbed every key that I could.
That's how the swingers play Hades. Key run,
that's
everybody put your keys in this bowl.
Everybody grab as many keys as you can handle.
Yeah, first 2 to die and last 2 to die, you're paired up.
I'd play that.
Sure. Yeah, I'm always down for some group sex and Hades.
That's right.
That's right.
That's my 2 favorite things.
And then, after that, I played a couple runs with the shield.
Mm-hmm.
And
how do you like that shield?
Shield is fun.
Yeah.
Shield is a lot of fun.
Shield's a lot of fun.
I was actually going to say I think the shield is like my favorite, but every single time I've tried a new weapon in this game, and I think it is a testament to the game, I've been like, this weapon is my absolute favorite. This thing is amazing. Oh my god.
I very much have a like. I've just gone stale with this weapon. Like I'll have a bad run and I'll be like, I've just lost it with this weapon. I gotta go change a weapon. And then my first run with the new weapon, I'm like, oh yeah, this is it.
Should have been using this thing the whole damn
What
time.
am I doing? Yeah. I think I've probably played the most rounds with the bow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I haven't played many, like 6 or 7 runs, most with shield for sure. But I'm shocked as I'm going through how many gods there are to give you boons and buffs and stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's like I figured I was up the end of it, and then it's like, okay, well now Dionysus is here.
Yeah, 5 runs
like
in,
we're
and
getting
a new
into
god
the
appears
fucking
and-
C tier Greek gods showing up, giving us buffs.
You'll there was a line of dialogue where someone was like, I think I've heard of, and eventually you get a codex that kind of has like slots to fill out. But there's a line of dialogue where they're like, I think I've heard of most of my relatives by now. Not all of them, but I've have all the fucking ones in the codex filled out, so I don't know what he's.
You guys meet Chaos?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I did. Chaos mean. Sometimes.
Yeah, mean.
Sometimes,
Yeah,
chaos giveth, chaos taketh.
Right.
It is, boy, what can I really say that we haven't said here? It reminds me a lot of Dead Cells. It reminds me this very combat focused game where I'm trying to remember how Dead Cells even played. You're kind of doing just like Dead
Very
Cells.
tight rolls.
Yeah, you're kind of doing a build, and you can sort of focus on different things. But whereas the world in Dead Cells was kind of meaningless, there was like a little bit of a couple lines of not dialogue but text.
Right.
The world in Hades.
And I feel like you just ran into a spot in Dead Cells where they're like, we have nothing to say from here on forward.
The world in Hades is like so good, insanely. As someone who is not really into the what's the name of the studio? Supergiant Games for the most part. I like Bastion well enough, but the other ones, take or leave. I'm like way into all the characters and the way they talk, except for Dusa. I'm not crazy about that effect they do on her voice.
No,
but like, just
what the fuck's up with Dusa?
I don't know, man.
Something up with Dusa.
Yeah, she's very nervous. What was I even gonna? I sort of lost my place. But everything, the way it looks and sounds, and like just the way the lines are delivered, this like very this kind of soft spoken. The Zagreus voice and the narrator, that like old man who talks like this. Yeah. Fuck it. It's
They're very
so
sexy
good.
sounding people.
So good.
Yes.
And the game itself is like an incredibly plain combat game. You start playing that game and it just throws you into a run. It's just like, all right, here you go. Fucking good luck.
Yep.
And from the word go, like it is fast and it is fluid in the way that all those good combat games are.
Yeah. And the fact that they made a game, they made a roguelite and were like, because the thing that they've got right every game has been their storytelling.
Yeah.
I feel like even Pyre, which maybe had the worst gameplay, had a great story. Transistor, which had gameplay that didn't click for me, had a good story. Bastion, I think, nailed both. And then this is, like, it is a story that they can only tell because they have tens and tens of runs that you're doing to keep giving you new information.
Yeah,
you cannot tell the same story the same way in a linear fashion.
The context of the story itself is death and recurrence,
Right.
like just like the game mechanic is, and they do some really interesting shit with it.
Yeah. And like it works for me in a way that like every time I die, I like get out of that fucking pool of blood, and I'm just like, man, I don't want to fucking talk to my dad about this. I don't want to talk to Hades about this.
Again.
He's gonna fucking make fun of me and ask me what the fuck I'm doing. It's my life.
Give him a little bit of sass back though.
Oh yeah, you always got something to say.
Yeah,
he's way more witty than I am.
Sorry, I'm trying to organize my thoughts in rapid fashion here. I really love it. I am like taken with it in a way that I did not think I would be. It plays so fucking well. There's so many different elements to it as well that like combine in so many different ways where all those boons stack up in really weird and interesting ways.
Yeah, it truly feels, and this is a cliche for roguelikes, it feels like no two runs are the same.
Yeah.
It feels like very much like, because they kind of tell you what's at the end of each path, it feels like I have more control over the direction I want to go, but still don't have like the absolute control I have in some games where it's like, oh, I'm just going to do this over and over again. This is the build. This is what I have to do to win.
Yeah.
Because I don't have that much freedom, but I have enough freedom to be like, okay, I'm using the bow. I want to be able to keep people at bay, so I want knockback attacks. And
you kind of learn too the like another skill is like, I know Poseidon has that knockback boon, so I'm gonna kind of try to go for Poseidon stuff.
Yep.
And you sort of get a sense of like all the different
like
flavors of the
Athena
gods.
stuff is all like deflect based,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. The that drunk fog from Dionysus.
Hell yeah, this one of my go-tos.
The haze that stuns them every quarter second as long as they're in it is.
Yeah.
I had that on.
I'd like to do a whole. If I had like complete control over my boons, I would love to do a run that was just all his stuff.
I got a. If you give someone a gift, they give you a. I think if you give Dionysus, I think if you give maybe any god a gift, they give you a thing that makes you more likely to get there.
So the first time you give the nectar, which is the only gift, the first time you give it to any character in that game, they will give you one of the like passive
heirlooms
buffs,
or whatever.
But you can
called.
only heirlooms, but you can only take one with you on each run.
Yeah, but you can change them between floors.
Only I think that's an upgrade.
Once you upgrade it.
Yeah. But I think the gift from the gods, at least the one from Dionysus, I'm pretty sure it was from him, was more chance for Dionysus boons.
Yeah.
And a chance for higher rarity on them or something. So if you really want to do a Dionysus build, you could equip this. Give me all the Dionysus stuff more powerful.
And little pro tip for people who don't know, if you are wearing a god's pendant, what are they called? Heirloom. When you start a run, any particular god, you will be guaranteed to get their boon first.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
I got the Daedalus hammer first one time. Like, what the fuck
The
is
hammer's
this?
the best.
Yeah, hammer's awesome.
I love the hammer.
The hammer's give and take. The hammer is not. The boons are all net upgrades. The hammer is usually you lose a little something to gain a little something.
No, the hammer is
the
always
hammer's
just
upgrades your weapon.
It's just
It
straight
modifies
upgrade.
it.
Yeah.
It's not an upgrade. It always modifies. Where like
There's a lot of like straight upgrades.
the two attacks on the shield, but you lose the knockback. One of them on the bow is the shots are instant, but you can't crit anymore on the power shot. They all change. They modify the weapon, but they're.
I think there's a lot that are straight upgrades too. There are probably some that are give and
know if I've
takes,
seen
and
any.
I think
they
I think they modify, and I think they do a damage boost though. So I think it does that.
Not only if it says they do a damage boost. Only if it says like your main attack does 70% more damage. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
I mean,
As someone who's gone for the hammer, most times the hammer is one of the options.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of stuff on there that I'm like, yeah, I need this to win,
Yeah.
and I am not a give and take.
I
I'm
agree
not
the
a give and
hammer-
take player.
I agree the hammer is like totally necessary, but it is. It's not just a net upgrade. It's it's a choice. Where sometimes I want to keep that knockback, and the double attack is.
I think
not
they
worth it.
have some of those. I do not think it is all just modifiers.
No.
I think there are some that are net upgrades and some that are modifiers. And the ones that are modifiers are probably better.
Aren't they always the same 3 for every weapon?
No,
I don't think so.
no, there's
no.
tons for the sword. I have a whole you get that book of things that you
codex.
Yeah, the codex. Well, not even just the codex. You get the list of minor tasks or something.
Oh yeah.
There's you can get, once you get a weapon, it adds it to the list of minor tasks, or to get every single one of those hammer upgrades. And there's for the sword, I think there's 8 or 9. And probably equal amounts for the other weapons, I'd assume.
I felt like I was because I would only ever get 1 or 2 of them and be like, oh, I need to take the charge off the bow because I fucking hate that.
Yeah.
And I felt like every time I was seeing the same. For sure with the bow, every time I definitely took the charge off. So that one was always there.
Yeah.
Maybe just random the way it worked out. But that's another part of this game is there are so many fucking systems that. And again, I often say that in a bad way, but they dole them out slowly over
And they're not
over
complicated.
deaths and runs, and they're super not complicated.
It's probably complicated the way they work with each other, but it is.
You learn.
You
really
never
well.
have to sit there for a long time and be like, God, what do I even do with this build? Most of the time, it's just those 3 upgrades pop up in front of me, and I'm like, this is the one.
Boom.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah, there's always one that just is feels like this is the one that you should be taking right now.
I'm one Poseidon dash away from having this fucking thing beat.
Hermes always gives you an extra dash.
Yeah,
Do you guys
that's a good
know
one.
what the level of rarities is?
I've seen a red one.
I've seen
heroic
I think
too.
heroic is
Heroic?
Yeah,
green, blue, purple, heroic. I think,
possibly.
or not
yeah.
green, but nothing.
I think it's gray, or whatever.
just the regular one.
Blue.
Yeah.
There's a purple. Did you say purple?
Yeah,
Yeah.
There's and
And then the duos are gold.
yeah. I found one duo
I've
real
only got one
early,
duo,
and
too.
do not know how to make those show up. But
I can tell you. In
Is
fact,
it-
I think I told you on the show.
it's when you got to pick, right? You got to choose between them.
Yes, if you can survive the choosing between them, then you'll get the second power. That's not the duo, but
No.
you'll get the second power too.
Later rooms.
And then later in the later room, there will be a duo where it'll
Got
put
it.
both of them together, and that's always one perk that you're picking up, but it's basically saying it'll be like a Poseidon and Zeus thing,
Yeah,
where it's
combines
if
2
someone's
of them.
electrocuted and you dash into them, it'll do fucking insane damage. So
Yeah, it's can't say enough, man. I realized I have to start working traps into my combat because
me
they
too.
are
And the
so
walls.
fucking powerful.
Yeah, the walls.
game changed for me when I started knocking people into walls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wall bashes and traps are
Backstabs
super
and-
good.
Yep. You get backstab damage on the spear whenever you call it back.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's so
Also, Theseus only blocks from the front, so if you
That's
throw
how
the
we
spear
gotta
and
do.
pull it back through him,
Yeah.
you'll hit him from behind.
Theseus is a fucking punk.
Theseus is fuck. So that's the boss that we're all on. Is
Yeah.
Theseus and his Minotaur friend.
I
He's a real
totally
funny
thought
boss,
that
man.
I was going to kill him this time because I had, I think it was level 4 of the poison upgrade on the shield. So when you throw it, it poisons them. And I had 4 stacks because I just kept going for pomegranates and just upgrading it.
It's the Dionysus.
Yeah, it was
Hangover. I
Yeah,
think that one is,
that's right. Yeah. So yeah, I was doing 12 damage every half a second on my ticks, and
Stacks 5 times.
yeah, stacking them up, stacking
120
them up,
damage per second.
and
Then it's just about staying away.
yeah, then it was just about staying away. And then there was that one moment where it's like, well, I got hit by the charge by the Minotaur, so now I'm stunned, and then fucking Theseus comes in there and or whatever the hell his name is.
I started. I got the hammer to make the block come up. The block charge thing come up way faster, and started throwing some blocks in that Theseus Minotaur thing, which really started to help in a way that I'm like, fuck, I'm probably gonna start blocking a lot more.
Yeah, I block on occasion, mostly just use the block for the charge aspect of it, but
When it gets bullet helly and you're like stuck in a corner, you can just hold up block and just ding 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 ding
Yeah.
ding 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 ding.
Really?
You're good. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Also, pro tip: you can attack through projectiles and they disappear. I didn't know that.
yeah.
Did
I knew
not
that.
because I met that butterfly ball. It just spawns 10,000 fucking butterfly projectiles.
Even
I'm like, this is
like
impossible.
hacking your way through that guy's a motherfucker.
Butterfly balls are the
Butterfly might be the
goddamn
worst
worst.
one. I don't like the stupid crystal either. But the crystal doesn't. The crystal, like, there's a big crystal
Yeah.
that spawns all the little crystals, and then
Oh,
if there's
yeah.
a little crystal anywhere, it
Makes
can
the
connect
beam,
the
but- oh, yeah.
laser.
I think it's a fucker.
And sometimes it's just like if you're not doing enough, like crowd control. Sometimes it'll just be like there's just nowhere to go. I just have to hope that he doesn't hit me.
Yeah, I'm still not using the bloods
The
orb thing or whatever it's
Or the
called.
Cast, it's
cast,
called.
yeah.
Yeah, I still am trying to work that into my rotation now.
Well, every
You can get some gnarly shit.
yeah,
on
every god
cast.
has a different cast. When,
Yeah.
when you don't have a boon, it's just a. I never use it. It's just a
red
nuke.
gap.
Yeah, that you
that
can.
red
Yeah, their little red
big thing that you
Yeah,
throw.
you can get perks that make it like amplify damage or,
Yeah.
or slow them down. or
I
whatever.
kind of just stay away from those perks because I don't know, that doesn't seem like it's good.
Some of the casts
the
are
boon. So
insane.
I really like Aphrodite's cast because it's like a wide shotgun kind of projectile. So if it's like there's just too many people close to me, you can hit it and it's got knockback and then it gives them love. I think it's weak.
Weak.
Is the passive, which is
30%.
yeah. I think it's more damage over time than the hangover one, but it doesn't slow them.
I don't think Hangover slows.
Oh no, maybe
I don't think Weak does damage. Weak is just weak.
Yeah.
I think we could.
Hangover just does damage. There's another one that stuns.
well, it does damage.
Fun fog
the
or
attack
whatever.
does damage.
Yeah.
The weak might not do
Yeah, no,
damage
it's not.
over
It's
time.
not a
yeah.
dot. But the they're all different. I don't even know. Oh,
And then
Ares.
hangover does damage over time.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
Yes.
And then Doom does one big like burst of damage
Yeah,
a few
that's-
seconds after.
that's a tick and then a poof.
Yeah.
It's tremendous. And I don't want to say too much, but I had some things change in my runs unexpectedly. I don't know if anyone else has.
Yes.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
the runs do change as you're going through them in a way that I'm like, you fucker,
And I have no
how
idea-
dare you?
I don't know what triggered that. If it's a certain amount of runs or if it's a certain amount of like once you've gone past a certain point.
Yeah, I have no idea.
But
Because
yeah, during one run, something happened,
Yeah.
and as soon as you see it, you're like,
Oh, fuck.
well, shit.
I saw it.
I thought this part was easy.
It was so weird because, like, yes, I don't want to say what it was, but it happened for me on the second floor. Not the first floor, only the second floor. And then later it happened on the first floor. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
So for me, it happened twice on the first floor,
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Uh-oh.
and then didn't happen on the second floor for a long time.
Yeah.
So there must be something
Yeah, I don't
that
know
we're
what it is.
doing in a different order, or
Maybe
unless it's just totally random.
Maybe it's like how many. Maybe it's like as you get through them, as you kill them enough, they.
Yeah, that's probably what
yeah,
it is.
maybe.
I've said too much.
Yeah.
You can piece together what it is now. Oops. But yeah, it's top to bottom tremendous. The voice acting, the characters,
Yeah.
all incredible. I really want to go home and play it.
Yes. Like I said, it's a game that I love having it on my Switch because it means I can take it anywhere. But because it's a Switch game, it's kind of been the game that I just squeeze into my free moments, which means I'm not getting, and this is not necessarily a bad thing, but I'm not getting like into it during sessions.
Yeah.
It's like
you're not sitting down for like 6
yeah,
hours.
It's like sometimes I can't even like I'll take it to work sometimes, and sometimes I can't even finish a run.
yeah, they're pretty long.
Yeah.
Like an hour.
Luckily on the Switch,
Up
you can
to-
just pause it. But it's I wish that I had played more hours of it already.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm very happy to be able to play it for 15 minutes wherever I go.
It's time to dock the old Switch, you know?
It's true.
Time to live that.
But I never like
both mode lifestyle.
I can never convince myself to do that because I'm like I have so many things that I can only do here. Why?
I got all this Destiny to play.
I got hours of Destiny to play.
That's fair enough. You save your
The things I
mobile
can only
games for
do
where
on
you
Switch ends
do 'em.
up only being done on the road.
Yeah. Any closing thoughts on Hades here, gentlemen, for this week?
It's a banger.
It is an absolute banger.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting more time into it too.
Hell yeah. Anything else, Brando?
I don't believe so. I covered the two things that I've been playing and my want to play Avengers desperately. And I think
We'll
that's,
play a bit tonight, you know?
maybe fucking
Get the
dabble in
fuck
that.
out of here and dip into some Avengers, maybe.
Just called in sick to work today. Just been like, sorry, boss.
Calling sick tomorrow.
Calling in sick
I'm taking
is
the day
like,
off,
it's
too.
a
Yeah, that's where you. It's
Yeah,
very
it's-
different than it used to be.
Yeah. Now
Like,
it's like,
I
oh,
gotta
you're
be
calling in
prepared for a
sick?
lot
All
of-
right, well, I guess we'll see you in 2 weeks.
yeah. Well, it's like, well, not that. So I got a headache.
Yeah.
I'm pregnant.
Oh, shit. Congratulations.
Kevin,
Matt?
let's actually take a quick break here, and then we'll come back. And I did a big pause because I didn't want to look at the clock. I was trying to do like the internal how long I think it's
Right.
been. I think it's been. I'm gonna guess. It's definitely under an hour, but I think we're between 50 minutes and an hour. I'm gonna say 58 minutes.
Is this from when you said, what's up, bitches? Or from when you
From when I
said
started
the episode
stream.
title?
From when I started
Okay.
the stream, because that's what the
Gotcha.
clock is. We are 55 minutes. I was a
55.
Yeah, there
little
you go.
early, but hour is perfect time for a break.
Very good.
We'll see you here on the other side of this musical break. I just want to ask, are any of you doctors?
Yes.
Medical question? Okay.
I am not.
If I...
I'm a doctor of rap.
A little gross maybe, but... I had a bowl of chili before I came here. Right before I came, drove a bowl of chili in. Just went to use the restroom. Made a little tinkle. Fucking smelled exactly like that chili I had maybe a couple hours. Does that mean I'm dying?
No, no, that
Isn't
happens
that
to
a
me-
thing? Isn't that a
that
thing
happens
where
to me
like
with coffee all
if
the
you
time.
smell coffee, absolutely. But that's
I
like
think that's the same effect.
Okay.
It's a different food. Asparagus is also one of the.
Have you been,
it doesn't smell like asparagus.
have you been drinking a lot of water?
Yeah.
Yeah?
No, but if you eat asparagus, your pee smells like asparagus, right?
That's true, yeah. It's something that's in the
smells,
asparagus.
but it doesn't smell like asparagus. It smells like
Oh,
ammonia, but it doesn't.
I think it smells like asparagus.
Do you?
Yeah, so do I.
My pee,
I like
when I
asparagus.
pee,
I like
it
asparagus
smells
too, but-
like coffee. I could pick it out of a like if
that's-
I smelled it outside, I'd be like, I could even tell the difference. I could be like, that's coffee, and that's my pee that smells like coffee.
Oh, I had a double that day, and that was only the single day.
That's right.
Okay, well, now that I know I'm not dying, Kevin, what
You
what you
owe
been-
me $800. Welcome to America.
God damn it!
So I played a couple games. I'm almost at 7K in Battlegrounds.
Wow, slow down, Braggart. How many points are you getting for a first place win these days?
I got 2 second places today and got 300 for both of them.
What the fuck, dude? I'm getting first place for 101 points.
It's because you had a much lower starting elo than I did.
But why? I
So-
guess to like balance
Yeah,
it back
so
out. Okay,
so you
okay.
have hit the where you should be in the new system. I haven't hit the where
that
I
makes
should be
sense.
in the new system
right
yet.
around four, so around 8K or wherever.
Yeah, I'm sure right around 8K it'll start balancing out for me as well.
because I'm still moving up. But fuck me, does it take a long time when you only get 100 points a win?
Yeah, it definitely slows down, but yeah, like I played 2 games today, got second in both of them, and plus 600. So
Wow.
it's just how you do.
Game's easy.
Games easy.
I have a question.
Yes.
Born of ignorance. In a game of Hearthstone, aren't there only 2 people? And if so, why are you saying I came in second?
It's good. Very good question, Brandon.
This
Okay.
is a separate mode of Hearthstone where you play
Okay.
with 8 people.
This is the
Okay.
auto battler.
That makes more sense.
Yes.
The battle chess or the auto chess of Hearthstone.
Because I heard you say that, and then I looked at Matt, and Matt didn't seem to think it was weird, and I was like, "Are we just being nice to Kevin?"
Well, yeah, I mean, I got second place.
That's right.
Yeah.
I didn't
player
lose.
free-for-all.
I got second place.
It's good. I don't like Hearthstone at all, but I really like Battlegrounds.
Yeah, I've stopped giving a shit about my daily quests because I have enough to buy the next battle pass for the next time they reset it. So that's
That is
really
the
all that
goal.
matters. And then once that cycles through, then I'll start saving up again for the next time.
It's easy to play that game totally for free.
Yeah.
Battlegrounds.
Yeah.
and
That's
have-
a good battle pass. Should encourage me to get about 80% of the way, and then be like, You're good
So
for next year.
The
Or
battle
next season.
pass in Battlegrounds, all you're getting is at the beginning of the game there are 4 potential heroes you can pick from, and they all have different abilities. But if you don't have the battle pass, you only get to choose from 2 of them.
Okay.
If you do have the battle pass, you get to choose from all 4.
Hell
but there's no cosmetics. You're not like leveling it up over the season.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
It's just giving. It's a whole hearth. You get a bunch of like.
But then there's a different way to get the money to get another battle pass.
yeah, you can just get that free currency.
Right.
You also get your detailed stats, but
Yeah, and it's for the whole game. You get a bunch of stuff for the actual Hearthstone mode that
Yeah,
I
the-
don't give a fucking shit
nobody
about.
cares about that.
I'm not rich enough to.
In case you guys couldn't see that on the
Hearthstone.
audio version, that was double jack off hands.
one in each.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been playing that. I played some Among Us for the first time. That game
Were
is.
you the alien?
I was.
Oh, obviously, always.
I knew it.
We played like I want to say like 15 or 20 games because those games are short.
Are they?
Yeah, they're super short. The very first game we played, there was 7 of us. Only 2 people knew how to play. One of the people who knew how to play was the
Alien
Imposter?
or whatever?
imposter.
Yeah.
That's the one. Was the imposter.
Sus.
And apparently, the imposters have this ability where they can sabotage stuff. So, first second of the game, this person sabotaged the oxygen tanks, which gives us 30 seconds to fix 2 oxygen tanks on opposite side of the ships. If you don't fix both of them, you just all die. We didn't know what was going on, so we just all died in 30 seconds.
That's fun. Whoever that person you're playing with is
Hey, play to win.
super fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey, it's our first game, guys. Let's fuck it.
Fresh meat. Fuck, you should have seen me in Rocket League.
Yeah,
Some people, I was
free
like,
to
these
play.
guys have never played in their life. I'm going to smoke them 22 to nothing.
So many calculators.
but yeah, there's
What is Among Us, Kevin? For the people who don't know, they've been living under a rock.
Yeah,
What is Among
which
Us?
is, yes, very
So-
few people.
I mean, I know the.
up until when I played it last week, a couple days ago, actually, I should say, I had no idea what it was. I had absolutely no idea. I had been told by the person who was organizing it when I told him that I didn't know what it was. His response was, "Oh my God, you're a streamer. You should know exactly what it is."
A YouTuber.
Did you fucking
yeah.
dab on him
I did.
and then hit him with a like, subscribe, follow, like, subscribe, or whatever.
Should have dabbed on him and then being like,
Influence that.
only streamers know what that is.
But yeah, it is a hidden loyalty game where you're all, I guess, little mechanic dudes, spaceship people on a spaceship or like a space base, or I don't know what the third map
Station
was.
of
Yes,
some kind, maybe.
space station of some sort. And you're split into 2 teams. Obviously, crewmates are the good guys. Their job is to run around the ship and do some tasks. Everybody gets their own unique tasks at the beginning of the game.
I mean, how can you say they're the good guys? How do you know that these indigenous, maybe the imposters are shutting down this terrible?
It's true.
What's the company from Alien? Maybe it's
It's
the,
true.
the corporation
yes.
from
we,
Alien.
We could be
Skynet.
We could be Skynet. Yes,
That's right.
But so yeah, you run around the ship and do your little tasks. If the crewmates finish all of their tasks before the imposter kills everyone, then you win. If you vote the imposter out of the ship, you win.
What if there's more than one imposter? Do you got to get just one?
You got to get both. If you got to get all of them. We only played a couple
You
games.
can modify that game quite a bit, rules wise, right? Like you can do like
Yeah,
half imposters,
there's a
half-
lot of different
Yeah.
ways to modify it. I wasn't the one creating the game, so I didn't see any of that stuff.
and you can like change the amount of like because you get to have these secret meetings if you suspect something or
Yeah.
the emergency meetings I think they're called.
So yeah, there's a
You
couple
just- You can
ways.
like change how many of those you're allowed to have. It's very customizable.
That's cool.
Game,
There's
man.
a couple ways to have the emergency meetings. There's a big button in the cafeteria that if you want to have a meeting, you just press the button
Yep.
and a meeting happens.
There's no
or-
talking outside the meetings, right? Not
No.
allowed to talk.
No, not allowed to
unless
talk.
you're in an emergency meeting.
Unless you're in a meeting.
No one can hear you in space.
That's right.
That's like an honor system thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't really know that we weren't supposed to talk for the first couple games, so we were just
Right.
kind of shooting the shit as things are going.
And I think I guess it's a fine line because you need to, a fine line that you need to be able to walk if you're going to be allowed to talk. But
Yeah.
you could, in theory, shoot the shit about anything.
Yeah, you just
but
need to
you got to
not-
be real sly about when you die, because the point of not talking is to not give away the fact that you just died.
Yes, that's
so,
yeah. That'd be a hard thing to suppress.
Right.
Like,
So in that moment when you get killed, you got to be able to just keep that conversation going.
I just stubbed my toe in real life. Nothing's.
That's right. It's all fine. And then the other way to bring up one of these voting sessions is if you actually find a dead body, then you press the dead body button and everything stops. You go to the meeting. I actually thought that finding the dead body automatically called a meeting. Turns out there's a button that you have to press.
So you were just having a meeting with yourself.
Well,
it
was very strange because every time I had walked up to a dead body, I thought it was like a proximity thing. So like you get close enough and it triggers.
Right.
Turns out I would be walking up to the body, and then the thing would trigger. And I'm like, oh great, it worked. Turns out it was always somebody else who was just pressing the button. I found that out on like the second or third last game that we were playing.
That you actually had
to press a button in order to do it.
That's funny.
Also, the couple times that I was the imposter, I couldn't figure out how to get into the vents, because you can get into the vents and like fast travel around the ship that way.
Did you ask and give it? We're like, how do I get into the vents?
Hypothetically,
after the first time, because there's the alien or the starbase map has an airlock. So you go in the airlock, the gases come on and clean you all off, and then the other door opens so that you can get through the decontamination area. I had murdered someone inside the decontamination area, right beside a vent.
Ooh, it's contaminated.
And then, and then somebody else I could see through the door was coming through, ready to see me standing right beside this dead body. So I'm like mad clicking on the vent, and I guess I fucked it up enough that it didn't work. So
they had a pretty good idea.
Yeah, she just walks across the door like, Kevin's the imposter.
Yeah. No, and they'd be like, dude, I just found this body.
I tried.
I walked in, and this lady that accused me was standing over this guy. She contaminated the decontamination area.
I tried, and then they said, well, why didn't you report it? And I'm like, well, I thought it auto-reported.
Which was actually true. Story.
Then 7 games later, they realized you weren't kidding about that.
Yeah, exactly. There's also one of the mini games that doesn't make any sense to me. So anytime that I'm a crewmate and I get this one mini game, I'm just like, well, our team can't win.
Which mini game?
So it's like there's this rotating thing around some air pressure gauge or something, and they tell me you just have to click the button as it lines up.
Yeah, I did that one in the the tutorial mode thing.
Yeah, I don't know if the button I'm pressing is the wrong button or what, but there was one time where I was doing that for literally like 2.5 minutes, just going around, click, no, it didn't work, click, didn't work, click, didn't work, click, didn't work. So yeah,
Can you do tasks if you're the imposter?
No. The imposter's goal is to just kill people.
Is it okay?
Yeah, you can, because there's little
because I'd just be,
icons
in theory, I would just be following
the map.
Someone around. If I knew I wasn't the imposter, I'd just follow people around and be like, why aren't you doing anything?
Yeah.
They'd probably be thinking the same
thing.
So yeah,
if you just go walk and stand in front of one of these things,
then it looks
like you're doing it, because you can't actually tell whether or not other people are doing things or if they're just standing around.
And theoretically, the non-imposters have a bunch of shit going wrong with the ship that they won't have time to follow, because you got to fix the oxygen tanks or whatever.
That's true.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's a fine game.
Yeah. There's a lot of games like this.
Yeah.
Werewolf and Shadows over Camelot.
It seems to be a little more of a active version of it, like a constantly active version of it, in the way that so many of those other games are. I mean, a lot of them are card games, and then a lot of even the video versions are like menu based and question based.
And it's super quick too. Like you can, like I say, we played for 2 hours and probably did like 20 games or something like that. So games are quick. It's really easy to get back into the next game. You can put hats on.
Okay, well, I'm sold.
It's kind of like that push the button game in the Jackbox.
Kind of.
Yeah, well, I was going to say we should play this game, but then I'm like, we tend to get really mad at each other when we play those games.
We are the assholes who try to break it all.
It's also free on phones, so if you want to play it on mobile, it's totally free.
I heard they stopped making the sequel to this game, which was in production because this game blew up well after the fact.
This game's been around for a number of years.
Yeah,
2018.
And then all of a sudden it blew up and they're like, stop making 2, start supporting 1.
Yeah.
It's the streamer effect, right? It's a great game for playing on stream. I actually, maybe not, because we were going to try to play it on a Jackbox night, And like, you can't talk and you can't show your screen.
It's not a great game to play with your stream community.
Other people.
It has to be. You definitely need people on voice chat in order to make it work. Much in the same way that push the button game works a lot better when
Very
everyone
poorly.
is
Online.
is there. But other than that, I played Baldur's Gate 3.
It is time for the main. Hades might have been the main event.
Well, we'll see.
It's early. Baldur's Gate 3
see.
early access. It
Yes,
might not even be
the
GOTY
early
eligible this
access. No, there's no way it's going to be out fully released by the end of the year. No way. No fucking way.
Apparently, Baldur's Gate just released.
year. Yeah, and it's out today.
So I've had a number of complete crashes where obviously the game just stops working.
Reports are it is a true beta. It is very, very, very buggy right now.
Very buggy. The first one was there's like an opening sequence. I went into this knowing absolutely nothing about the story, so I'm not going to ruin anything for anyone else because
That's going to be me too.
The
Relatively excited.
the whole start of the story, like the first intro, I was just like losing my goddamn mind at how cool it was.
Is it?
I've heard a lot of complaints about it as well because
This is what I was going to ask.
Is there an eyeball thing?
no.
Okay.
It's not the thing that you and I are thinking
Yeah,
of.
there was they showed like a really nice
CG trailer.
CG trailer at one of the like E3.
Yeah.
Probably, I think it was his most recent E3, maybe.
Oh yeah.
No, the one before that.
Yeah, because we didn't have one
Yeah,
this year.
right.
The Mind Flayer putting whatever the little ones are called into something's eye
Oh.
in the CG trailer.
I thought you were talking about a beholder.
No.
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 Do you want the answer to the question then?
Yeah.
It is.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, great.
Then I've seen it. And I also think it's crazy.
We just fought a beholder in Rolling Reckless. Go listen to our D&D podcast.
Yes. But a lot of people, and this is on Reddit, so who gives a shit what these people think? But a lot of people were complaining about, oh, this just feels like an action movie. I like my D&D where I start out killing goblins and, everybody doesn't... I'm super not powerful. The fact that you're on this really cool thing and there's these real cool cinematics happening around you,
They
that's
stole
just...
all my ideas also.
That's just not fun.
This is like when people say this feels like an action movie, all I hear is, oh, this feels like currently the greatest medium of storytelling in the world right now.
Boy, this is perfect, and I wouldn't change a thing.
Boy, 90% of this genre is good.
But yeah, so the first crash was there was a cutscene that loads after that first little sequence, and the cutscene failed to load.
Great.
But it still loaded me into the next area,
Okay.
so I could move around, but there was nothing populating to interact with. So I had to reset, and that one I lost about a half-hour progress. But every time after that, I realized that the autosave function in that game is trash.
Good.
So if you want to save manually, save often. Otherwise, you're just going to lose a lot of progress.
It's a good way to live your life.
It seems like it is right there on par in every way with Avengers. But Avengers is allegedly a complete video game that will be eligible for Game of the Year.
Yes, that's right. They had the good couth to put early access on this
They
one.
put the 1.0 on Avengers and early access on Baldur's Gate.
But it is very much D&D through the eyes of Divinity Original Sin, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like a lot of
elemental.
a lot of the same terrain interactions are there where, the ground's on fire and you walk through the ground, you take fire damage.
Throw an oil barrel into it to make it blow up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
You have all your elemental arrows like you had in Divinity Original Sin. You have obviously spell scrolls.
It's like turn real time and then goes into turn based once you get into combat. Like
It is, but there is also a forced turn-based mode that you can turn on at any time you want if you want to do something that you really, really need to have those 6 seconds.
full control.
Yeah,
or
full
stealthing
control.
or
So
whatever.
yeah, like the example they give in the tutorial is, if you want to stealth around and make sure that you're going to be in the right line of sights when these people are turning in certain directions kind of thing, then, get into that turn mode. Or if one of your people goes down in a fight, pop back into that turn mode so you can make sure that you don't accidentally let them die.
Do they? It's kind of because everybody moves simultaneously in real time, and then you go into turn mode and people move one at a time, which is kind of interesting and weird.
So much like Divinity Original Sin, you can split up your party, move people different sides of the map, kind of thing.
One half of the map is in turn mode and one half is in real time.
Yeah, so
It's so confusing how they made that work.
they did it the same way in the combat, where you split up your party, you bring one person in, stealth or whatever, or just walk in and trigger the fight, and then everybody who's out of combat can stealth up, get into perfect position, take their surprise attack because they're not technically in combat, so you can do a free attack, and then as soon as you do that free attack, then you get pulled into the combat round.
Yeah. It's a concession they have made for their game.
They did a little better than Divinity Original Sin did, because Divinity Original Sin, how it worked in that one is if you come into combat this way, it automatically slots you at the end of the current round. In Baldur's Gate 3, it slots you into initiative order after the current round is finished. So it's not like you get double attacks, but you still do get the one optimal
like your
attack.
like your stealth attack was your attack for that turn.
And it lets you set everybody up.
And it lets you set everybody up. But it is very D&D, move, standard action, bonus action. Everything is spell slots
Attacks of opportunity.
as it should be. Attacks of opportunity, hiding. They do have a bonus action that everyone can take where you just coat your weapon with some sort of
Poison
or something. So it just gives you,
Sure.
for the classes that really don't have much for bonus actions, they just say, hey, coat your weapon in poison, get yourself a little bit extra damage for this turn.
You can do that in D&D.
It's true.
You can have poison and coat
But
your weapon.
it's a free thing, so there's no resource spent in this.
gotcha.
Can I play a lute?
There is currently no playable bard class in the game yet.
Ooh.
There's only 6 classes as of right now.
Truly early access.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, I didn't realize they didn't even have all the classes there.
Fighter, cleric, wizard,
Gangster.
warlock,
Gangster.
rogue, and one that I'm forgetting.
Sommelier.
One that I'm forgetting.
Sorcerer. No, they already have wizard.
And warlock. It
Warlock,
might be
Ranger,
sorcerer.
Paladin,
No.
Druid.
No. It's not
Sous chef.
So all the
monk.
fun classes. Yeah, sous chef.
Yeah, it's definitely very vanilla class, very, very basic stuff
Yeah.
right now. But
Sounds like you should maybe wait to play this game. Was it full price also?
it was full price.
So
It was
We're not,
$80.
saying,
So
we're not
there's-
saying you should wait to play this
you,
game.
the audience.
Yes.
Yes.
We should wait to play this game.
Kevin needs to play this game.
I don't know, like, as I'm playing through it, like, I'm having a lot of fun. But man, is it early access. Like, one of the cutscenes, a lot of the main character doesn't have voiced lines yet. So a lot of the things that you're saying, and I don't know if this is how it's going to be, but when you're, like, generally interacting with people, you pick your text option and then it just skips through, and then the next person will respond in a voiced line.
Yeah. That's like your character doesn't have a voice.
Sometimes they do, but it feels like there's definitely not as much voicing as it looks like there should be, if that makes sense. And like the cutscenes, even worse than Mass Effect 2. How bad?
What are you trying to say? The greatest
Excuse
game
me?
of all time with the greatest cutscenes. Oliver himself fucking QA'd those cutscenes, MFer.
Like how in Mass Effect 2, you'll be looking at something and it'll be totally the wrong thing to be looking at a certain moment.
Camera's just like
Yeah.
off on the ceiling.
Yeah.
Like,
There's quite a bit of that in this.
Good.
There's a lot of the person you're talking to just happens to fall into the terrain, and they're now half in the ground and half out of the ground. Their faces.
It's an ability. It's a feature.
Is fucking up.
stone shape.
It is like, you hear this and it's amazing to think about the process where like someone's just like, hasn't done enough for early access. Put it up there. See
Yeah,
what people
pretty
think.
much.
Yeah.
But
or
it-
maybe most of these bugs they maybe didn't even know about. Once
Yeah,
it gets
totally.
out of the
Like,
hands
this
of
might be
the
part
masses.
of the process
Totally.
for
Oh,
testing
yeah.
it.
It sounds like
so-
a real early access.
Right.
Which is a
And-
thing we're not
yes.
really used to.
A lot of the complaints that people have had, especially like with skill checks and stuff, because as it currently is, whoever you go into dialogue with is the only person who can make skill checks. So let's say I'm the cleric and you're the wizard, and I go into a dialogue option that happens to have an arcana check. You'll just stand there as the wizard and be like, oh yeah, you got this. Make that Arcana check.
like
I
a
got
best
no
of luck.
input whatsoever. I've
Take
seen
like a
runes
help
like
action
I've
or-
seen 1,000 of these runes in my life, but you got this. So they've already
Give a little
said
pat
that.
on the butt.
Yeah, one of the things they're going to do is team
Just defer to the highest
skill
on
checks.
the team.
So you can be like, okay, well, I want this person to do this check. I want this person to do this check.
That makes sense. You'd be like, yo, wizard, fucking look at this shit. This is why you're even here.
Yeah, exactly. So
I'm a
the only
wizard,
reason we brought you.
and this is fucked up.
very, very early. A lot of the stuff is going to get fixed. The other main complaint that I've heard and that I actually have as well is 4 checks. Like,
Excuse me? It's a
sorry,
hockey term.
For doing a check.
Okay.
Instead of giving you the target DC, it'll give you the dice roll you need to hit. So let's say in
Not the same
D&D,
thing?
no,
Oh, it factors your
it
bonuses in?
Yeah, it factors your bonuses in. So in D&D, let's say there's a DC 11 check. That means my dice roll plus my modifiers needs to beat 11. Let's say I have a +2 and a +2 proficiency and +2 in the stat.
Sure.
Sure. Everybody who knows
Sleight of hand
D&D
check. Boom. Yeah,
knows what we're talking
That's right.
about.
You roll the 7, +2,
Yeah.
total of 11.
So now it'll just show that the skill check is a 7.
That's probably fine. They're just saving you the math.
It's true. They're saving you the math, but
But then
It-
are you like
it looks weird.
accidentally
It
doing
looks
the
really
math
weird.
in your head?
I totally
also?
get how it looks
And-
weird.
Yeah.
Because it's not.
Especially-
Usually the number is really high, but you're like, well, I've got all these bonuses, so I can probably make it up
Yeah.
there. Whereas this will be like, roll a 6 or better.
yeah. So it's obviously very video gamey.
What do you think,
Just
I'm
making it
stupid?
simple.
We should. D&D should do that. Man, imagine how fast we could go playing down here if people just knew what they had to roll on the dice instead of like, oh, +3 here, hang on, flip 10 pages, and like, oh, no, I got another +1 back here.
No, but then you need to be a computer.
Yeah, we could figure it out.
The other complaint that I have, and some people have this complaint as well, but I think this is mostly a me thing, is I want to see all the die rolls.
Yeah.
So the way it is now, it has the same percentage to hit like Divinity Original Sin 2 did. So you mouse over with your longbow, it has 65% chance to hit. So like in my head, I know that means I need a 13 because this is
Yeah,
D&D.
That's not really.
Yeah.
That presented like that's not really D&D though.
Yeah, I agree. And the only time it actually shows the dice on screen is if you roll a 20.
Oh.
And then it shows the big dice with a 20, and then it
confetti
does,
pop up and everything.
yeah, it has its little fanfare.
That's
and
dumb. They should show it. If they're going to have a pop-off for 20s, they should show it every time.
I agree. I think I would like to see the dice roll for every
They don't
single
show you for a
roll.
1. They show you for a 1.
Yeah,
too.
you should get like a for a 1.
There is a big pop up above your head that says critical miss when you have a 1.
But yeah, if they're going to have a big... Like, if the dice is going to show up and everything, but it's only for 20, that's kind of stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, I would really like to see the dice for everything. Skill
I
checks
wish it
should
was
always
like
show the
the
dice.
old like desktop computer game Yahtzee cups, where it would just be a little cup in the corner,
Oh, yeah.
and then you just throw it out there and
Yeah.
roll across the screen.
But yeah, I've got my team to level 3.
Damn, you guys are flying.
I know. I just
So
killed
fast.
a
Fucking over
bugbear
1,000 in Destiny.
and took a bugbear egg, which by the
What
way
the fuck?
is worth a ton of
You
money.
could probably hatch it. You could probably have a little bugbear companion or something.
It's probably
Maybe.
worth less hatched though.
Yeah, probably.
Or more.
There's a tool tip about how bugbear babies are cute for the first couple days, and then they start eating you out of house and home for the next couple days, and then they just eat you.
Okay, that is discriminatory again. Who wrote that? Fucking
You got to sell the egg at that
Not
point.
a bugbear,
No one's
I'm
going to buy
telling
the
you.
creature.
telling you that
definitely not
much.
a bugbear. But yeah, so I'm running and doing a bunch of side quests right now.
the bugbears have Russian accents when they speak common, like our bugbears, and in our campaign.
Bugbears don't speak English, or don't speak common. I should say.
Neither
Those
Russians.
bugbears
Yes.
speak common.
They, I want to say, speak to animals is a spell at this point.
That should bugbears have a language, but bugbears have underspeech, or they're a society. They're not just dumb.
You communicate by dancing like bees.
Yeah, I'm sure bugbears have language.
Maybe.
Sorry, is a bugbear a bear or a bug?
All right, sorry.
It's
Owl bear is what I was actually
yes.
finding.
Owl bear
Yes.
is an animal.
Yes.
That's right. Bugbear is like a small, a big knoll or a small troll. It's like a big furry. It's
You
like a
said 2 words that I didn't
It's like
know.
a little yeti. I'm trying to think of other monsters that
Right.
you might know that it kind of looks like. It's like a fuzzy
Little yeti.
a fuzzy big human.
like a teddy bear.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, so sure.
Like an angry teddy bear.
Yeah. It kind of looks
cool.
like a bug.
Eat you out of house and home.
Doesn't really look like a bug at all.
And then eat you. But those are
Eat you.
owlbears. Owlbears,
Yeah.
wild beasts.
Okay. Bugbear's cool.
There is a item that I picked up pretty early that I think is a fixed item kind of thing, but it's a amulet of speak with the dead.
Oh,
So
that's upsetting.
currently they haven't put in any of the corpses lines dialogue
Currently
lines
no
yet.
dead to speak with.
So yes, well, there's lots of dead. They just don't want to speak to you right now. There's also obviously speak with animals, so you can go talk to all these animals. I was actually thinking to myself just how that owlbear encounter would have went if I could have walked in with a druid and then talked to the bugbear or the owlbear. Fuck, I keep doing that. Talk to the owlbear because the owlbear had a distressed tag on it when I walked into its den.
Probably had a thorn in its foot.
Probably because someone came to fucking steal its egg.
Well, I mean, I only stole its egg because it attacked me.
It probably attacked you because you walked into its den. And it was like,
because I attacked it first.
Distressed. 'Cause fucking Bevan the Bard over here is cutting wordsing me.
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate 3. I look forward to playing when it's done.
But yeah, it's got it's very, very 5e, very, very
Yeah.
D&D.
Good. I hope they get all the way there with it. I
Yeah,
want to see ACs.
me too.
I don't want to see percentages. Also, if you like D&D, check out our D&D podcast, Rolling Reckless. Should hopefully be back on air next Sunday. This Sunday, I guess, on Monday.
You guys gonna go fight a dragon?
They're getting about that level. They're getting pretty close.
Yes.
They fought a big. Where's the mini? Where's the? Oh, right there. That thing with the eyes.
This polar bear?
No,
this
that.
guy.
Yeah. They fought a beholder
Ooh,
last week.
that thing's gross.
That's the off the cover of the book monster. That's the iconic Dungeons and Dragons monster.
You cut off one of the little fucking tentacles.
Yeah, they all come off. They detach from that mini. Go check out our show. It's cool. You can see that mini on.
See it in action.
Yeah, see it on the video.
The camera's gone.
Let's read a little bit of news. Yeah, my camera's not working this week. I'm for real. I know I said I was gonna do it last week. I'm for real gonna rebuild this computer this week. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Amazon's Crucible. Anyone remember Crucible?
I do.
I played 2 rounds of it and came on the podcast and was like, this game is bad. I don't know what's up with it. That was their free-to-play kind of class shooter. Was it 6-on-6 maybe or something? One of the modes. It launched in May. They unreleased it
Yes,
later in the month
as you do.
to continue working on it. Before that, they retired 2 of the 3 modes. They're like, okay, player counts, we can't get games. We're going to take 2 of the 3 modes out. After that, they unreleased the game. And as of last week, Crucible is canceled. And apparently the team is going to go work on their upcoming MMO, New World,
Sure.
which I saw.
When you're Amazon,
Yeah.
what is canceling a fucking video game and just being like, let's try a different one?
that their New World MMO looked interesting. Like the combat looked weird and real timey in a
Sounds
way.
like they think so too.
I would maybe like to try it, but Crucible did not. I don't. The Crucible team being on New World doesn't exactly fill me with the most confidence. But they are giving full refunds for any purchases you made, which is very cool and nice of them.
Should be expected.
Should be expected.
Yes.
But I bet they are under no legal obligation. I bet when you
Probably
started playing
not.
and signed
You're
that
right.
EULA, I bet they have zero obligation to ever give you a cent. But yes. Here we go. Ubisoft this week. Matt's Ubisoft sucks ass updates. They continue to suck ass.
Soccer.
Suck ass of the week. There was an anonymous survey. So Ubisoft been having a lot of problems lately. Abuse, harassment, internal issues, publicly decrying Black Lives Matter as a terrorist organization, issues. Real fucked. All their studios seem totally fucked. They brought on a third party. Right? Remember when Eve released that statement of him being like, "I'm betrayed and let down."
I'm wounded.
Yeah, wounded. I think he literally was betrayed and wounded or
He might have
something. Took no accountability for it. What a fucking shitty statement. Apparently 25% of the people, of the 18,000 employees, 1 in 4 at Ubisoft, said they either experienced or witnessed misconduct. That is
That's a lot of people.
insane, dude. 1 in 4.
That's almost
1 in 10
this
is a
room.
lot.
Yes.
Like, holy fuck. 18,000 people, 25% of them, either experienced or witnessed misconduct. And Eve, again, he's the one who released the statement, just points the fingers, even though he has been the CEO of this fucking company for 32 years. And many of these abusers, Eve himself put in their positions and continue to defend as investigations were ongoing. Eve is very directly implied in this, but, you know, is hiding it like he does and announcing it at the end of the week so that hopefully no podcast or whatever run it. 1 in 5 surveyed said they did not feel safe at work at Ubisoft.
That's also a lot.
That is, yeah. And only 66% who did have an incident reported felt they received the support they needed. So, you know, 2/3. Brutal. And as you might expect, the survey also reported that women and non-binary people had a much, much higher rate of harassment. Ubisoft across the board is absolutely disgusting. And honestly, this will probably be the last time you hear about them on this podcast until there's some major change.
We're not going to get our suck ass of the week.
I mean, when it's an honorary, like, you know who's going to win the suck ass of the week, you don't really have to talk about it.
I might bring a story here or there to be like, oh, hey, look, Eve still fucking sucks, but I'm not going to cover their games. I'm not going to cover their fucking trailers. I'm not going to cover their Watch Dogs Legion where, like, what do you mean? Black Lives Matter's a terror? You can't say that? What? Like, fuck off, Ubisoft.
Was that wasn't Watch Dogs Legion, was it?
That was Watch Dogs Legion. Yeah.
No, I thought.
Oh, no, sorry.
That was that cell phone game.
Yeah, the Super Elite Squad or whatever.
Yeah, I did see.
What's Watch Dogs Legion? There's some controversy there.
There was a
the police thing. The police protests.
GIF of which was, I don't think that was a controversy. That was I wonder how they're going to handle.
Yes, we're so far past it now.
And then there was a GIF that came out of a woman that you help at the end of a side quest or something, just getting up and beating the wheels off a cop.
Great.
Which made me laugh.
Great. Yeah. Not going to talk about their games. Not going to talk about any of their shit going on. Heart goes out to the people who have to work in those conditions. But Eve is the fucking villain who is putting these people in these positions and then covering for them. And fuck that. PS5. Sony has a list of the PS5 the PS4 games that will not work on the PS5. There are 10 of them. The way they talk about this, it sounds like these are the only 10.
Also, I haven't heard of a lot of these games.
Yeah, I know.
Buckle up. No, these are real. Here we go. DWVR. I have no idea what that is. I've never heard of DWVR. Maybe a VR game. Afro Samurai 2, The Revenge of Kuma, Volume 1. Presumably
Volume 2 is okay.
Yeah, presumably the other volumes work. TT Isle of Man, Ride on the Edge 2.
What?
I have no idea.
Sounds great.
Isle of Man, Ride on the Edge. That's probably I'm gonna guess like a BMX game.
Yeah, I was gonna guess too.
Probably whatever the
Telltale.
Yeah, Telltale's Island.
Wasn't there a Trials thing? Maybe this is a Trials game.
No. we could look it up, but it's way more fun to go like this. Something called Just Deal With It with an exclamation point.
It's like a Jackbox knockoff, it sounds like.
Shadow Complex Remastered. That one's kind of a bummer, actually.
Yeah.
Shadow Complex Remastered is pretty good. Robinson The Journey.
Yes.
We Sing.
That's not We, W-I-I.
Nope.
Okay.
You and I, W-E. Hitman Go Definitive Edition. That one I've heard of
too. Yeah.
Shodden.
You can also play that on your phone if you need.
Yes, you play it on a lot of things. And Joe's Diner. Those are the PS4 games that will not work on the PS5.
All right, well, I'm going to have to get in like 200 hours of Joe's Diner before PS5 comes out because I can't not have
you can still
Joe's
play on
Diner
PS4.
in my life.
It won't work on the PS5.
Yeah, you have to keep your PS4 if you want to keep playing any of those.
That's right. PS4 games, apparently, a lot of little PS5
This is a good news story, right?
Yeah, I think this one's kind of neat.
Well, even the last one, like, not that that's a good news story, but it is good news that I don't know what any of these games are.
Yeah.
And they're the games that aren't going to work.
And if they truly are the only 10,
yeah,
who fucking cares? There's a lot of PS4 games. It's great that so many do work.
Shadow Complex Remastered is literally the only game on this list where I'm like, oh.
But again, so many places to play Shadow Complex Remastered in today's day and age. PS4 games, you can transfer them over to your PS5 a couple of ways. Obvious way, you can just re-download them from the PSN. That takes a long time. Apparently, if you plug in your hard drive that has the PS4 games on, they just work, which is kind of interesting. They don't reinstall, they just... So if you have an external hard drive on your PS4, you can just unplug it, boop, plug it in your PS5, away you go.
I got an internal, and I thought it was a great idea until now.
I also have an internal. If you have an internal, It's also good news. You're going to be able to transfer it over Wi-Fi, which is much faster than over the downloading over the internet. Wi-Fi can probably do. I mean, it depends. Can probably, if you're me and real fancy, you can do a gig a second.
Yeah.
But is very fast. Doing it on the internal network, doesn't use your bandwidth.
Right.
And is actually probably a pretty convenient way to bring all that
Especially
stuff over.
for me. So do I need to boot up both?
The way I understand is they'll both need to be on. I think it'll literally be downloading from the PS4 to the PS5.
So that sounds like something that you spend a day.
Yeah, the first day you get it.
Yeah, when you get it. Because I was going to say how I would do this normally, how this process usually goes, is I don't bring anything over until it's time for me to play it.
Yeah, which you can still do and just download it from the network.
Right,
like you normally would.
Exactly, yeah. So,
but just a little, if anyone has PS5, it was just a new weird feature. It's the first time that
you can just plug them in and leave it on 24 hours, downloading shit, and then be done with it.
first week download.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that Resident Evil reboot at all? Anybody? I saw you put that in the.
I do
in the Slack.
Well, we don't need to talk
what do you know
about
about
much.
Mila Jovovich?
No, it's a reboot of the it's a new reboot. It's a new thing.
Okay.
It's not part of the lineage of the current Resident Evil movies.
Got it.
But it's a much more faithful to Resident Evil 1. So it's going to be like the haunted house, and
Where's
presumably
the characters in one? Not Leon.
No.
Not Chris.
Not Chris?
Oh, yeah, Leon's too. Yeah, Chris.
Yeah, Chris and Jill.
Jill. Okay, we got there. I think that's right.
And then Claire and Leon are two.
Yes.
Yes. So, and what's the guy's name?
Jill
Starts with
is
a B.
3 again.
Bert. No.
No, I can't remember.
Yeah. Anyway, he's being played by the big guy from Umbrella Academy.
Oh, Tom. His name's Tom, but it's not Holland. Yeah. The
actor?
Yeah.
Yeah, the bulking guy. Yeah.
Luther is the character's
Luther is
name.
the character's name. Can't remember the actor's name. Also can't remember of the character the name of the character that he's playing in this movie. But they said it's going to be a lot more faithful to like the Resident Evil video game scene instead of the
whatever
that
movies
first
turned
movie
into.
was. Yeah, where it was like just secret lab,
good,
overrun deserts and stuff like that.
It was an action. Resident Evil 1 is totally a horror game. Resident Evil the movie was an action movie through and through.
So I'm hoping this is a horror movie.
Yeah.
And that's coming from a man who thinks action is just so far and beyond the greatest genre.
90%.
Best storytelling option that we have.
Yeah, best storytelling medium, I believe he said.
Yeah. You got to be a real idiot to make a bad action movie.
Here. That's cool. That's very cool.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that. I can look up the cast if anyone cares. I remember
big names.
I remember looking at the cast and thinking, "Oh, I know that guy from."
It's not a bunch of nobodies, which is promising.
Resident
It's not like this
Evil
fucking
movie.
Uncharted movie where they're like, oh, now Nathan Drake is Tom. I can't remember who's the Peter Parker Tom? Holland. Who's Loki? That's Tom
Hiddleston.
Hiddlestead?
Yeah, something like that.
Loki?
Yeah.
That is Middlestead.
Middlestead? Okay.
It's not Middlestead.
I know.
Then it's Hiddlestead.
I know it's definitely something It'll-ste, and then I don't know if there's a D on the end or an N or an M, but I know it's It'll-ste something. While you're looking that up,
Hey, I got it.
Okay. I said the wrong game anyways.
Excuse my pronunciation. Kea Scodelario? Scodelario.
Nailed it.
yes.
From Maze Runner.
Okay.
Anyone watch
Love
Maze
it.
Runner?
My favorite.
She's
There's
playing
two.
Claire Redfield.
Okay.
Hannah John Kamen from Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Who does she play in Ant-Man and the Wasp?
Doesn't say. I'm picturing the ghost lady.
The ghost lady. That's who I'm picturing too.
Robbie Amell from Upload. That's Chris Redfield. Tom Hopper from the Umbrella Academy.
That's his
our
name.
boy.
Tom Hopper.
Albert Wesker is that guy's name.
Oh,
Who
fuck.
Does not start with a B.
Tom is playing Wesker.
Yes. Avan Jogia from Zombieland Double Tap. I bet you she's a young girl.
Haven't seen it, yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen the original Zombieland?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
that one
Original's
was
very
really good.
Yeah.
I didn't see Double Tap. That's sorry. Definitely not the young girl because he is playing Leon S. Kennedy.
Maybe Leon is in that game.
Yeah, it's definitely like it seems like it's the whole cast of characters in a way that the first game was not, but it is at least those characters.
Yeah, maybe it won't be a movie of the first game, but maybe it's in the game
Universe.
ethos or universe.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's very cool. I like when video game movies are good. It's very few and far between.
But I've actually not heard of like almost any of those people.
Yeah.
I've seen some of them and stuff. I heard Upload is good.
Is that a show or a movie?
It's a show on Amazon, and the elevator pitch sounds like Parks and Rec or The Office, but techie.
Comedy.
Yeah.
What was that show they showed at E3 with the dude from Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Mythic Quest.
Did that ever come out?
It's on Apple Plus.
Have you seen any of it?
I have not.
I remember thinking it looked okay.
It stares me in the face every time because I have an Apple Plus subscription with not a lot on there, so I often am like, I should probably watch this just to get the...
It kind of looked all right.
I didn't hear that it was very good, but I agree with you that I thought it looked rather funny, and it kind of seems like something that's so far up my alley that I should want to watch it, but... I'm a Ted Lasso man through and through.
Ted fucking Lasso. Mortal Kombat 11 is going to get free next-gen upgrades. That's a minor news story. They're doing a new character pack. Psh, minor news story. Characters coming in at Melina. Who cares? Rain. It's Purple Ninja, whatever. Fucking John Rambo, voiced by Sylvester Stallone, ladies and gentlemen, is your Mortal Kombat 11 next character pack.
It's always weird the things that he rears his head again in.
Like... old PTSD,
it's like,
broken John Rambo.
How do they think that the Mortal Kombat 11 target market are people who give a shit about Rambo?
Oh, I think there might be some more overlap
so
there than you think.
I'm not a Mortal Kombat fan. I mean, on the grand stage of fighting games, Mortal Kombat is probably my favorite fighting game.
Not enough to buy a character pack,
right?
though.
But and not even enough to buy the game ever.
Yeah.
But I'm always like, when people say what's your favorite fighting game, I was like, it's probably Mortal Kombat.
When it goes free, I'll play the story.
Sure. I feel like that hyper violence. There's probably some room in the Venn diagram for Mortal Kombat fans and John Rambo fans.
Sure. It's just what a weird.
There's a history of this, isn't it? Like, did they not put Terminator in? Am I making that up?
No, Terminator is Terminator's in. Yeah, that makes sense.
Did they put?
But there was a
Freddy
Terminator.
and Jason
there was a
in?
Terminator movie semi recently. The Rambo thing just seems so out
The
of
Rambo
left
thing is
field.
fucked, and it comes at a time where Sylvester Stallone is trying to release his Rocky IV director's cut, where he refuses to put the robot
Doesn't like
in.
the robot.
And if that's the case, then I will not be purchasing this character back until
that.
the robot is put back into the Rocky IV director's
He
cut.
hates the robot, but he can't say he has no reason why, but he fucking hates the robot.
Because I bet you, because I think the industry has probably moved on from him. Like, he's probably not working with a ton of the same people on this director's cut as he
Literally
is.
just him in his
It's probably
room.
just him in his basement. Yeah.
Fucking cutting old film.
And I bet you in his head there is a shame where he's like,
Never should
I
have had
wanted
the
to
robot.
put the robot in. Everyone told me not to put the robot in. Now I look like an idiot because the robot's in. I gotta take the robot out. Then it's a perfect movie.
He hates the robot.
He probably is only making this cut because he watches Rocky IV and he's like, I can't believe I put the robot in.
Goddamn robot. So that's weird. That's cool that they got the voice though. That's pretty. If I was in Mortal Kombat 11, I'd be like, fucking A, let's do this.
Sure.
A little bit of Avengers news here. They say new content is coming. We'll go through this pretty fast because it's kind of interesting. We have both Hawkeyes. I didn't know this. Kate Bishop is coming, and then the week after, Clint Barton.
I also didn't know that. I thought it was just Kate Bishop.
So did I. Apparently, we're getting the two Hawkeyes. I wonder if they're going to be separate characters. That'd be weird.
Or if it's a...
just a skin of the same character.
They might play totally different.
Yeah, maybe.
One might have a bow or one of the, who knows. But that's coming
They
soon.
should both have a bow. It's
Well,
Hawkeye
yes, but
and Kate
maybe
Bishop.
one uses a staff in melee and one uses...
Sure.
Or a crossbow. What if one has a crossbow?
Could be. Like two little crossbows.
Or what if one just what if one's like just throwing knives, or like but or like maybe just good at, you don't have to use a bow to be a Hawkeye. Maybe he's good at shooting.
No,
Maybe Kate Bishop just uses a fucking gun.
That'd be cool.
Like, damn, this is the superior Hawkeye.
Look, might as well put fucking Rambo in Avengers at that point.
Hey,
Everybody's
You're not
here. Everybody's here. A high-level raid, Ames Cloning Lab, a challenging 4-player mission that rewards teams with, quote, top-end loot. And a little just addendum to the story. Reports from the PC put Avengers at under 1,000 consecutive players, which is really, really, really low for a game of this scale that just came out 4 weeks ago, not too long ago. And Crystal Dynamics acknowledges that right in the not a press release, but the news story, and say they are confident that, well, the way they phrase it is they are confident that people will come back to play new content and then go away for a while, and then come back to play new content, and then go away for a while, and come back.
We're confident that that number is going to go up when the content drops.
Is basically what they said.
Whatever happens after that, we don't know.
Yes. And that is your news for the week. Except for this late-breaking story.
No, I have no late-breaking story. I have more thoughts on our current story, or just past story. Are they raising the cap on the? Because I have the highest gear.
Well, they must be the high end loot must be.
The high end loot must be stuff that unless it's just like
the numbers
way
are
better
bigger
perks
or
on the same numbers, but
maybe it has a fourth perk. So gear, maybe there's a higher tier of gear that can have 4 perks instead of 3 or something,
and still cap out at 150.
Yeah,
150. Yeah, 150.
Yeah, 150. Yeah, they drop at 140, and once you level them all up,
I have one set of gear that has me at 150.
Yeah, I haven't found. Speaking of perks, I was like doing the mental gymnastics today of like, which piece of gear do I want to love? Which perks do I do? I want to do more shock damage, or do I want to do more of this? And like, that game fucking sucks in so many ways, dude. Let's go home and play it, but like, so much of that game just makes me so mad.
Like in Destiny, I'm very much like, okay, so obviously you need the numbers to always be the highest numbers, but then it's like, okay, I need my gear when I got to move fast for platforming, and I need my gear when I'm trying to do just straight DPS, and I need my gear when I'm trying to resist damage because I'm going to be taking a lot of shots. In Avengers, it was really like, first thing that gets me to 150, I'll change my play style to whatever I need to do.
Make it work. Yeah, it's and then Avengers is a whole another, because like, Destiny, you get the exotic, you got it. That's it. Yeah. Everyone has the same exotic. In Avengers, they all have these fucking star ratings where like, oh, I got the one I want, but it's 1 star, not 5 stars, so I'm not going to use it. And like, God damn it.
Because I still don't even, I'm not even positive how that all works. Is stars as perks?
The stars are how high the number in the perk can go.
Okay.
So legendaries always have the same perk. The Girdle of the Allfather always has
3 perks or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's 2 or whatever.
The golds have 3, right?
Yeah,
golds have 3
the last one is always increase the shock damage because minus 5 star and increase the shock damage by 27%, whereas a 3-star one only increases by 15%.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, coming soon. That top end loot, I wonder if we'll need resistance gear, because remember real early in that game where they're like, you might want to bring your frost resist gear because you're fighting,
and then we've never needed it once.
Literally never ever thought about that again, but I wonder if that'll be something. Podcast talkingrugs.com is the email address we're going to write into the show here.
I didn't remember about that.
Yeah, no, the only reason I remembered was Warren and I played today, and I found a thing that's like, you have 5% spin resistance. Oh, fucking awesome.
Yeah, a lot of stuff spins.
That's the drains here.
Yeah.
Shit. Podcast, talkingrugs.com, the email address, or drop these on our Discord, which you can find by going to our website, talkingrugs.com. No real questions, but I pulled a little bit of what I'm calling Discord from the Discord. You see what I used the word in its... Anyways, folks were talking about the old Uncharted games. I don't really know why, but it led to this discussion on whether the gameplay in Uncharted was good or bad, and people would be like, "Oh, I really like the way it plays" or whatever. And it led me to think, and I bring this question to you: what makes gunplay good or bad, and what are, do you think, some good examples of, say, really bad gunplay and really good fun gunplay?
I think this is a complicated question to which we're going to get to the bottom of, because I think that there are games where good gunplay I think the most obvious example is I really like the gunplay in The Last of Us 2.
Yes.
I was about to say I really hate the gunplay in Last of Us 2.
There you go. So we're already into complicated territory.
That's right.
But what the end of my example is going to be, but I would, like, if that gunplay was in Destiny, a game that I think has unarguably very good gunplay, then all of a sudden I'd be like, this Destiny game plays like shit.
Yeah.
But it's like the good gunplay in The Last of Us 2, my opinion, was exactly what that game needed.
It's good bad gunplay in a way. Like she's like has trouble holding it steady.
It's the difference between Ellie and a Guardian holding a gun.
Abby shouldn't have had any. I thought that was such bullshit. Abby shouldn't have had any sway. I think she's been fucking locked in position. Those massive arms.
Are we at the point now where you can say that you play as Abby?
No. Whoops. That's fine. Yeah. I'm sure we are.
Just move it, we're moving on.
But that's a really good point. Yes, it definitely depends on the game that it is a part of. Because like you say, that would not feel good in other games. Like
across all video games, then you think like Call of Duty has great gunplay.
I would put to you that old Call of Duty, especially the single player stuff, the way that enemies know where you are before you come around corners, like old first person shooters the gunplay feels bad.
Yeah.
Go play like Half-Life today.
So I
and-
guess when I was thinking about gunplay, maybe I was just thinking about like my gun, my feel.
Yeah.
But you're right. If you're thinking of like just the AI and other enemies
and
and
it's all
stuff
like
like that.
some of the parts, you
Yeah.
know. Doom.
You look at
has-
like Halo 1, which is an old game now.
Yeah.
The AI in those games is still very good.
Yeah, the AI in Halo is like legendarily incredible. It's kind of a puzzle game with guns.
Yeah, especially on the higher difficulties where you can like fucking see like one elite shooting at you from cover and the other one just like slowly moving around to your right. And you're like,
He's
oh,
coming.
you fuck off.
He's coming. Yeah, I like if I had to sum up what I think makes good gunplay is it gives you whatever the game is asking of you. You are able to pull that off without how do I even the things you're struggling against are not the systems, are not the like I am having trouble. This turn sensitivity feels weird. I'm having trouble like lining up my headshots because of whatever. If it's something in the game where like, oh, the level is shaking and I can't line up, that's totally different.
Right.
But yes, you're able to do what the game is asking of you, like very very easily and efficiently, and almost to the point where like you should almost kind of be able to just sort of close your eyes, right? There's kind of like a feel to it, you know, like in Destiny, I don't need to look at my gun to know when I need to reload. I just have a sense of like, it's time.
Yeah.
You know, Gears, I don't need to look at that thing to hit those active reloads after a while. I just fucking get the sense of it and just boom, got it.
And there's a lot of the times like you see an enemy moving across the screen and you know, like it's you move and you shoot and you know even before you pulled the trigger that it was a perfect shot.
Yeah.
Like it was, you just have good control over how fast your reticle's moving and how much you have to lead targets and stuff like that.
Totally.
It always feels really good.
Do you think the gunplay in Uncharted is good? The Uncharted 2 in particular was the game where I'm like, I think the shooting in Uncharted fucking sucks.
Yeah, I think in Uncharted 4, I think I remember coming away from it feeling a similar way that I feel in Last of Us 2, where I was like, oh, that gunplay was kind of exactly what I needed it to be.
Yeah.
But I remember those early Uncharted games, and I played those early Uncharted games a lot later than when they came out. Like, I played them all, I think, between 3 and 4.
Oh, wow.
In terms of release date. For the most recent time.
Yeah.
And those early ones,
They're rough.
they're not fun to play.
Nope. I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
The way that enemies respond to your shots also a huge part of it for me, where if enemies are bullet spongy, right, we use bullet sponge as a like negative descriptor.
Yeah.
Enemies, you want to see them falling and like being pushed back. You want your shots to feel like they have weight.
Right.
You want it to feel like a real weapon.
And not to keep going back to Last of Us 2, but that's just one of the more recent games I've played that I like. Even when you get hit,
Yeah.
it is nice that it feels weighty.
Yeah, totally. Man, the Last of Us 2 has some really good, like, you shoot somebody in the kneecap and they just fucking, like, go
Their leg
down on
goes
that
backwards
knee.
and they face plant. And,
Holy
yeah.
smokes. Kevin, what do you think your favorite shooter game is? You're not really like a first-person or third-person shooter player all that much.
Not really, no. I like
GoldenEye.
as long as there's aim assist, I'm on board.
A lot of good gunplay, especially on consoles, is having aim assist that you can't really detect because nobody wants to be like, I can't miss, but also totally is assisting you. Destiny has
I'm fine
very
with
good
not
aim
being able to
assist.
miss.
Yeah. I feel like, and I'm the champion of this game in this podcast, but I thought Doom Eternal did a very good job of making, like, it had to be doing some of the work because I was hitting shots that I was just like, I'm not this good at video games.
Yeah.
So it had to be doing some of the aiming work, but it was very good at not like pulling me around in a way where I'm like, I just fucking close my eyes and do this.
Yeah. Doom, very good gunplay.
Yep.
And that one is a combination of like how the enemies react to your shots and how you move, and doesn't have so much to do with the physical moving of the reticle, but
Right.
it's a complex question.
Yeah.
It's kind
There's a lot of good.
it's kind we get into here.
The best gunplay, like it is how the gun works with the game.
Yes.
Like it's not something that you can just say the best gunplay is this. It's
Totally.
got to be accomplishing a part of what the whole game's trying to do.
Metal Gear Solid, some of the worst.
Yeah, I hate the gunplay.
Even
in
4,
Metal Gear Solid.
even Metal
Yep.
Gear Solid 4, where it's almost a shooter game, still pretty bad.
Yep. 5 was good,
5 was very good.
but then Death Stranding, not so good. I mean, it was what it needed to be, but it was not.
Yeah, I might, because you can like kind of wrap dudes up around the legs and stuff. I mean, that
I guess
game got to
that feels. You're right. I really like that too.
Yeah.
That was maybe outside the circle of gunplay in my mind.
played that game by just running up to a dude with a package in my hand and beating him to death.
You know why you did that?
Because
Because it's not good gunplay.
And also because they're like, you lose health every time you shoot and you're putting your blood... You should play Death Stranding again.
Oh, you don't tell me twice.
Podcast at talkingreckless.com.
In fact, if you tell me thrice, I have to do
Don't
it.
threaten Brando with a good time. Podcast talkingreckless.com is the email address if you want to join us here on the show, or just pop these questions on our Discord, which you should join anyways. Great little community. It really is. Great community. We'd love to have you over on the
I've
Discord.
added a mental health chapter that I never post in, but often just stare into the void.
Yeah. It's there for when, people are like, you wake up in your bad mood.
Sometimes you gotta say something.
Yeah, totally.
Just gotta say something and have someone say something back.
Yeah.
That's right. Get something off your chest.
I use the mental health channel a lot. It is a godsend.
Yes.
Whoever came up with that idea, it was me. Genius.
Yes. Probably the second most important channel.
Yeah, anime and
Yeah,
then mental
right
health.
on anime. Yeah.
Come and join our Discord. If you want to support the show or get longer versions of this podcast, we do somewhere between 15 and 30 minutes of sometimes post-show or like break that gets cut in. Extra audio and Tron. You can find that on the Patreon. If you want access to Matt's...
Patron.
Patreon. Yeah, patron.
Pay for Tron.
Pay for Tron.
Oh.
Talking Reckless au naturel.
Yes.
That's such a good joke that is still it's very high level 4D chess
it's
jokes.
One of my favorites.
Yeah, go check out the Patreon, anime podcasts, and longer forms of this podcast, shirts and handmade pencils pens, I think, by Oliver, and all sorts of shit on the Patreon, and help support the show. I'm talking to a $600 microphone. So God damn it, could we ever use you over there?
Yep. Everyone, hop on the Discord and tell Matthew Eads he does not need this microphone. He needs food.
I felt good talking into it the whole time. I don't know. I felt more professional,
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
it's just got to be you.
Yeah. You know how like having a nice office helps you be creative? I feel like talking into this big mic is helping me. I can smell my own breath off the top, which is gross, but I kind of love it.
That's wearing a mask. That's the life now.
Yeah, fair enough. Patreon.com/TalkingRecklessPodcast. Go and have a look. The first season of Attack on Titan podcast almost done, so that'd be a good chance to just, you just want to jump in for a month, grab the podcast, get on out. Totally fine. That's all I have to say. Other than Kevin Barr, thank you very much each and every week for making this podcast happen.
Thank you.
Brandon Lynch,
Yes.
another tentpole of this podcast. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
being one of the regs and filling it out. Times are
The Reggies, they call us.
the Reggies. That's right.
Yeah.
The fees and me's.
That's right.
To you at home, thanks so much for listening. Rolling Reckless is our D&D podcast. Go check that out. Should be back on the air this Sunday, hopefully. Go to look at the Patreon, and we'll see you here next week. It'll be the next edition of the Talking Reckless podcast. We'll see you then.